The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
It's time for Bulls basketball on WGN. Tonight from the United Center. Phil Jackson's back in town, and he's bringing Shaq and Kobe, the league's most potent 1-2 scoring punch. Bill Cartwright hopes his veterans can slow down the big guy, while his young forwards get a taste of the NBA's most dominant center. It's the Bulls and Lakers next on WGN. The impressive United Center on Chicago's near west side. The backdrop for NBA basketball on this January Saturday night. Shaq, Kobe, and Phil are in the house as the Chicago Bulls play host to the Los Angeles Lakers. Hi, everybody. I'm Wayne Larrabee. Welcome to Bulls basketball on WGN. Both teams played last night. Both teams lost on the road and made the trip in here tonight to take on these two combatants. And as we bring in Johnny Redcur, these two teams going at each other, perhaps the 180 degrees apart, but nonetheless, this should be an interesting evening. The Lakers drive for another title, spearheaded by the two best.
Absolutely, two best in basketball. You're going to take a look at Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe O'Brien. Shaquille O'Neal, look at this, the alley-oop from the out-of-bounds play. He can dominate you anywhere. And then you watch Kobe. Watch this, a 360 slam dunk, but two on a dismount.
And there's a look at those two guys. Over 51 points a game between them. Now, Ron Artest has brought some energy since coming off the injured list and some scoring to the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, he scratches it out here. You'll see him come up with a nice steal, and he comes down for this. He's going to beat his man to the basket, slam dunk, and look at that, a 10 on the dismount.
All right, the last four games, Ron Artest at home has been a force for the Bulls offensively. A familiar figure made the walk through the hallways here at the United Center. Phil Jackson led the Bulls to 6 world championships in his tenure here in Chicago. Familiar face back in the house. Stay tuned. The lineups are coming up on WGN.
Chicago Bulls basketball on WGN TV. Brought to you by
Professor, we got issues with this ball.
Yes, number 8. We've been expecting you. I must show you our latest innovation. Spalding Infusion Basketball. When you find yourself in trouble, release the hidden micro pump and increase the air pressure. This should give you the edge you need. Use caution number 8. The Eastern Conference will stop at nothing to get this ball.
You've done it again, Professor. This is perfect.
The new Infusion Basketball from Spalding. Play the best.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting LA Lakers, at one guard from Lower Merion High School, 6'8", Kobe Bryant. At the other guard, 6'1", from Arkansas Little Rock, Derek Fisher. At center, 7'1", from LSU, Shaquille O'Neal. At one forward, 6'7", out of North Carolina, Rick Fox. And the other forward from Louisville, 6'9", Samaki Walker. The Los Angeles Lakers are coached by Phil Jackson, assisted by Jim Clemens, Frank Hamblin, Kurt Rambis, and Tex Winter. The Lakers' head athletic trainer is Gary Vitti. Chicago Bulls. At guard, from Kentucky, 6'7", Ron Mercer. A 6'1" guard from UNLV, Greg Anthony. The man in the middle, from Purdue, 7-foot, Brad Miller. A 6'7" forward from St. John's, Ron Artest. And a forward from Virginia Union, 6'9", Charles Oakley. The head coach of your Chicago Bulls is Bill Cartwright, assisted by Bill Berry, Norm Ellenberger, and Pete Meyer.
I'll look at the Pepsi starting lineups, and again, the matchups are going to start out with Brad Miller on Shaq, but he'll see a lot of different Chicago Bulls. Ron Artest will take Kobe Bryant at the outset. Those are the key matchups at the outset of the game for the Bulls here tonight. The Lakers in at 26-7, and the Bulls at 6-29. Coming up, the opening tip is next.
All right, baby, coming up tonight on WGN, Lakers and Bulls. Be there. Thank you very much.
Professor.
Back at the United Center, sellout crowd expected to settle in here tonight for the Lakers. Their only appearance in Chicago this season as they take on the Chicago Bulls. Lakers in the purple, I would say, but I believe they call it forum blue.
Forum blue.
And the Bulls in the home whites with a red trim. Miller and Shaq on the tip. And we're underway. Controlled by the Lakers, who come off the 120-102 loss last night at Minnesota. Bulls were on the road as well, losing 97-90 at Indiana. Shaq goes to work right away to the fall away. And the rebound, Greg Anthony. Quick entry into Miller. Early offense over Walker.
Miller has had a slow start. He's had the effects of the flu and also the hand. He had IVs put him yesterday at the hospital before the game. And Brave Warrior came out and played. I think he had 8 rebounds.
They enter into O'Neal off his hand and out of bounds.
Samaki Walker is guarding Miller on this end of the court. Or we'll see, just because he picked him up on. No, he is going to stay with him.
He's going to stay with him.
Oak's going to take that little jumper.
Artest and Fox knocks it out of bounds.
Oak can take that little jumper on O'Neal if he doesn't come out past the foul line. And Oak's been hitting that shot.
Good matchup there, perhaps, for the Bulls. There aren't many good matchups when you play the Lakers, that's for sure. Mercer, quick release. Miller bangs away at it, hit the top of the backboard, and I believe the shot clock.
They hit it, so the Bulls are going to get the ball, I guess.
Yeah, they ruled that it was last touched by the Lakers. Opening minute of play in this first quarter. Greg Anthony penetrates over Fisher.
Well, this building, I haven't seen this energy since the 90s when the Bulls won a championship. It's good to feel that,
isn't it, though?
In this building, and maybe the Bulls will, the players will get a little shot at that too. A nice long three by Fisher.
Fisher's first from the field gets the Lakers on the board.
You know, they're great scoring with Shaq and Kobe, but they got some guys that'll fire threes up on you from anywhere.
You know, they've done a good job up Red is putting good perimeter shooters around Shaq at different times when Phil goes to his bench. Ron Mercer laces it up. His first from the field. Mercer, Miller, and Anthony have field goals, and the Bulls have the lead. Bryant gave up the dribble early against Artest, and Artest takes it away. He's got Miller, pirouettes into the lane, and draws the foul.
And Walker might have come over on that, but he did a great job. Really a great job on Kobe. Kobe does catch the foul on this. Tries to pass it in, and Ron has been all over the place. Hustles, takes it on strong to the basket, swings in, gets hit on the left arm by Kobe, and will shoot 2 free throws.
Ron Artest
is cranked. He got here at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Did he
probably
really?
ran 30 miles.
Yes.
First free throw was about 17 feet. Bang.
Can you imagine if he didn't do all that?
Yeah.
How pumped up he'd be? 1 out of 2 for Artest to the line. Gonna belong to LA.
He said it was off of Artest is giving him a little problem here to start out at half court.
The inbounds to Walker. Here's Rick Fox. Jumped at by Mercer. Bryant guarded by Artest. Kobe takes him off the dribble. Sets up Fisher once again. For 3, his second tray of the night. He's got all 6 LA points. Miller running the floor. And 1!
And Samaki Walker hacks him from the back, so good work. Miller twice has broken out of the pack now in the end because he knows there's a mismatch. Shaq isn't guarding him. Away he goes, and here's the pass now, and he catches, goes up. Samaki Walker with the foul.
It's the first on Samaki Walker, second on the team. Brad Miller to the free throw line. Slowed by the hand injury recently, and as you mentioned, he has had a little bit of a battle with the flu this week.
He went to the hospital to get IVs, get some fluid in him. I talked to him after the game last night, and he said he really tired. Well, there's a foul on Miller going across the lane. I thought they were going to catch Shaq for travel.
I did too.
It'd be interesting to see if Miller gets in foul trouble, what Bill Cartwright does. He'll normally come with Pfizer, but I'm sort of hoping he'll come with Eddie Curry and give him a chance to go after him.
I'm thinking he will.
Now Oakley's got Shaq.
You said you'd see a number of different people on Shaq. Comes up short there. Miller the rebound. Bulls off to a 4 for 5 start from the field. Oakley trying to go backdoor on that triangle. Fisher intercepts. Feeds Kobe on the wing. Miller another rebound. And the Bulls back the other way. Opening 3 minutes of play in this first quarter. One pass too many. That time Oakley threw it away, trying to hit Miller on the post lane. Little change of direction by Kobe Bryant. His pass for Walker.
Miller, great play, still.
Picked off by Miller. Bulls on the run. Mercer's pull up. Artest bats it into the air. And off the floor, Walker to Bryant. Kobe in on Miller. First field goal for Kobe Bryant. Kobe coming in off a 23-point performance. 9 for 27 from the field last night at Minnesota. Bulls by 2. Pass misdirected by Bryant out of bounds. 10 to go on the shot clock for Chicago. Ron Artest on the inbounds. Oakley, and O'Neal did not come out to get him. Charles off the mark on the shot, but he had an open look. Fisher feeds ahead for O'Neal, trying to hit Fox. Knocked out of bounds off the hand of Fox. It'll belong to the Bulls. So 4 turnovers here tonight for the Lakers. Lakers average 12.4 turnovers a game, Red. That's second in the NBA, second best. Mercer elevates and hits. Second from the field for Mercer, and the Bulls again lead by 4. Fox sets it up for LA. The triangle to the right and reverse it to O'Neal up top. Kobe Bryant. Quick move around the screen by Shaq, and Bryant's second field goal. He's got 4. Artest gets around Rick Fox. Shaq the rebound. Fisher on the run. Fox resets the offense. Samaki Walker turns on Miller and hits. Walker's first field goal. Just under 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. Tied at 12. Miller on the block, finds Oakley. Mercer. Bulls have got to hit their open shots here tonight to have a chance. Kobe trapped in the corner. Artest and Miller came over, and timeout called by the Lakers.
20-second timeout. Good double team in the corner. Wouldn't let him out of it.
Phil Jackson will talk things over with his world champions. Meanwhile, the Bulls, who have hustled their way into a 12-12 ball game, come to the sidelines around Bill Cartwright. Earlier today, Bill Cartwright had a chance to visit with Phil Jackson. Phil talked about the conversation.
We just talked about coaching and how to play his the little sequence he has with his younger players, and I just was offering him my own theory without a whole lot of advice asked from Bill.
He said nothing. Phil just said nothing for 20 seconds. They asked him a question. He said, I talked to Bill this morning. That was the only thing he said.
He says it so well, though, Red. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's believable. Huh? Some husbands are good at that. When their wife asks them a question, they talk all around it. Never get to the point.
Here's O'Neal to Fox. 7 to go on the shot clock for Kobe. Against Ron Artest. O'Neal the rebound. Shaq inside. He got fouled, and he'll go to the line. Foul is on Charles Oakley, and it's his first. The power of Shaq inside.
Yeah, he just wrestled him, got the ball over the top. It's a good thing he missed that little jump up. He would have been. Shaq in the last 5 games, instead of a Shaq attack, they put him to the line. The most he's been there is 11 times. Normally, you see a game last year, it'd be 17, 18 times a game.
And Red, you saw the Lakers last in free throw percentage as a team, but a lot of that's because Shaq has shot more free throws than anyone else on this team, and he's a 50% shooter.
You know what? That's always the case when you have real bad teams, too. Your big shooter is a bad free throw shooter, the good one.
Fisher drops another 3. He's got a trio of triples. And the Lakers lead by 4. Halfway through first quarter. Anthony off the screen. Miller back taps the rebound, chased down by the hustling Greg Anthony. Mercer off the screen by Artest. Oakley 20 feet away.
That's the shot I said he was able to get all the time. Shaq from the Garden.
That ended an 8-0 Los Angeles run. The Bulls back to within 2. Fisher on screen roll to Shaq. He looks for Samaki Walker, and one coming up. Foul is on Greg Anthony. Good interior passing by the Lakers on that trip down the floor, and Samaki Walker has 4 points. Anthony picks up his first personal foul, 3rd on the team. Timeout on the floor.
For me.
The Ultimate Jordan DVD is available now. To order, call 1-866-SHOP-NBA or log on to NBA.com.
How'd your date go?
How did the date go?
Good.
I think it went well.
What do you wear?
Khakis and sandals. He's intellectual. He reads, is totally into foreign films. He's a great talker. Very athletic, very good body. I think he's really deep and special.
Talking things over? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
He doesn't even own a TV. Keeper.
I love this show.
Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Redker, the Lakers in town, leading by 4 with 5:23 to go first quarter. And Red, you get the feeling the Bulls came out. The Lakers lining it up from the arc. That's all Derek Fisher. But the Bulls came out, shot very well in the opening minutes of this game, hit 4 of their first 5 shots. And when you're playing a great team like the Lakers, you have to be almost perfect, it seems like, you know.
Well, 50% from the field, 6 out of 12. They're 7 out of 11. They've got 4 turnovers here, but they still have the lead because when they haven't turned it over, it seems like they've scored.
Samaki Walker at the free throw line. And he puts in on the free throw, completing a 3-point play. Lakers some presence in the backcourt as Artest moves it across, watched by Rick Fox. No changes for the Bulls so far. Anthony. Artest on the block against Kobe. Artest. The pass out. Oakley quickly to Mercer. Shot clock was winding down. Rebound corralled by Samaki Walker. Here's Derek Fisher on the move. Inside of 5 minutes ago, first quarter. Kobe Bryant.
Off his foot.
Yep, he dribbled it off his foot on a play. Turnover Lakers. 5 turnovers for Los Angeles in this first quarter. But as Red mentioned, they lead by 5. Oakley the turn. You're right, he's getting that shot pretty much uncontested. Artest for 3. Good position on that rebound by Walker as he steered it over to Bryant.
Miller the only guy into the basket because Oakley wrestling down there now with Shaq.
Fisher for 3 again, not this time. Bulls, after the quick start I mentioned, have struggled since. Artest against Bryant. Steps inside, comes up short against O'Neal, no foul.
Boy, I'll tell you, Cartwright up off the bench. They thought Shaq got him that time.
Fisher for 2, a long deuce. Derek Fisher heating it up here tonight. He has 11 in this first quarter.
Every shot uncontested. You know, I mean, it's not like he's making shots on guys. He's just shooting when he's wide open.
LA on a 13-2 run to take the 21-14 lead, their biggest of the night. Anthony dealing baseline and gets the step. Did not finish on the reverse. Missed opportunity for the Bulls there. Fisher. Shaq. Oh, beautiful cut by Fisher. Nice look by Shaq. He'll go to the line.
Second foul on Anthony now, and see if Ollie comes off the bench here. He gets the point. Little give and go. Here comes Trenton Hassel. Okay.
So Trent will get the opportunity to come in.
Perhaps a little stronger physically in terms of.
Well,
they're not making
Anthony's guarding Fisher, yeah.
Yeah. As the first one is good by Derek Fisher. Bulls fans, here's your chance to enjoy a great time out with friends. See a sold-out Wizards game or the game of your choice for free. Select a date. Simply purchase a group of 25 or more. You'll receive 2 free tickets to see the Wizards or any other exciting home game. To plan your group outing, call the Bulls 312-455-4000. Fisher makes a pair. He's got 13 points in this first quarter to lead the way for LA. Ollie was about to come in, but they did not allow the substitution. Hassel off the bench connects as he came in for Ron Artest. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Lakers by 7.
The rookie's going to have his hands full with Kobe. Let's see how he does it.
Shaq left it short, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Shaquille O'Neal. You know, they've been able to, when Shaq has shot, Johnny's been off his spot by a foot or two, but that seems to be enough so far. Shaq has been relatively quiet with just 1 point in this first quarter.
Introducing the best America Online ever. New version 7.0. It's better, faster, and easier.
It's like a click and you're connected.
7.0 is fast.
It's got all the new features. It's just so easy.
All new AOL version 7.0.
Welcome.
It's everything you love about America Online. You've got mail.
I'm falling in love with the new features. 7.0 is the best.
America Online, new version 7.0. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE. You can sign up for AOL or get a free 7.0 disc at any of these retail stores.
How can we help our kids achieve? The answer is an open book.
If you open up a book, you can go anywhere in this world you want to go.
Whether it's a simple bedtime story.
The book I have is called How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight?
Or reading to others. They'll be captivated with every turn of the page. And with a click of a mouse, a computer becomes a portal to the world. So encourage a lifelong love of reading. Read to achieve.
Crime novelist Mike Dolan.
I know you're angry about my book.
Your book sucked. Crossed the line between fact and fiction.
The guy was murdered. Think I'm making this up? Well, yeah.
Now, he must convince a town to see the truth.
Don't you start meddling. You just make everything worse.
Rudy, it doesn't get much worse than this.
Murder? Glory Days. Series premiere Wednesday on the WB Television Network.
Last year, April 5th, here at the United Center, Shaq really put on a show, Red, and here's a look at some of those sequences. Brad Miller
took the ball, ran over Brad, did a great job.
Jake Bosco trying to defend him, couldn't stop him inside. Even Dalibor Bogdanovic got a facial. But here tonight, they've had a couple of people on him, Charles Oakley being one. And Red, just a little bit off of his spot on the floor on that particular shot there. Brad Miller's also defended Shaquille O'Neal in this game so far.
I get my wish. I said Eddie Curry just came in the lineup for Brad Miller. Brad went hard, and again, he's running out of stamina, but he's playing well. And now Eddie Curry, don't shake hands with Shaq, just go face up.
Yes. Kevin Ollie also gets into the ball game now. Ollie running the team. Oakley out high. He's defended by Robert Horry, who will go out to 20 feet to get Charles Oakley. Time's a-wasted on the shot clock for the Bulls. 5 to go. It's Mercer. Mercer pirouettes and fades over Horry. Robert Horry takes the rebound. Kobe Bryant accelerates past Trenton Hassel and lays it in. Beautiful move by Kobe Bryant. The speed of Bryant off the wing.
Just put it in second gear. It was wide on the wing, and it opened up for him on the baseline, went right around and got the layup.
He gets from 0 to 60 pretty quick, doesn't he?
Eddie took a quick shot on Shaquille.
Inside of 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Lakers by 9. Bryant dealing on Hassel once again, and one.
Scored a basket. Well, I'll tell you, Hassel was all over him, but they called a foul. And Kobe knocks in a line drive. Watch this.
So Trenton Hassel getting an education here tonight. Eddie Curry will get an education. They're learning from the best, though, right? You know, this is the basketball equivalent of getting a Harvard education, right? You want to go to school and learn from the best.
Well, a big quarter again for a visiting team coming in here, but the Bulls only 16 points. They started out well with 6 out of 12 from the field, and then just really slowed it down.
See if they can put something together offensively here on this trip down the floor. Trenton Hassel utilizing the screen by Eddie Curry.
Eddie, a nice shot by Hassel. Now he reversed around on Kobe. He looked Shaq in the eye and took the jumper.
Bulls pressure in the backcourt. Devin George checks in for the Lakers now. So both coaches, they have teams who played last night on the road. Both coaches going to their benches early and often. Shaq against Eddie Curry. Steps to the lane. No, but he'll have to shoot from the free throw line. Curry picks up the foul. It's his first.
Pfizer in the lineup now. We're in a penalty. Oak comes out. 1:02 to go. 27 points in this quarter.
And only one of those points from Shaq.
Well, Derek Fisher has done his job.
Yes. Derek Fisher's kind of picked up that slack, hasn't he? Fisher with 13 points in the opening quarter.
I don't like this shot at all that Shaq is shooting. He's putting it up on the top of his head and then pushing it with his hands instead of, again, a nice little, look at these, all-time trailer. Woo-hoo. Dudley, Chamberlain, Outlaw, Michael Smith, O'Neal.
Most of those guys are true centers, aren't they? How are you? What was your free throw shooting percentage? You must remember
75 something.
Very good for a big man. Exceptional. And you played every night too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mercer trying to hit Curry, poked away, and here comes Shaq. The Diesel. Kevin. Got a blocking foul coming up on little Kevin Ollie. Mercy.
I didn't know if Kevin had enough brains to get out of the way. Runaway truck. Watch this. Here comes Shaq. You know, watch into the scene. Kevin Ollie goes.
Oh man. Oh, he wanted to step in front of that big Diesel. Oh my.
I think I would have reached out and slapped him on the arm.
If ever there was a death wish, huh? Shaq makes his first. 3 points now for Shaq. He's actually hit 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Makes them both.
He must feel comfortable with that.
Got motion. Yeah. Whatever works. Remember Rick Barry?
Big quarter again. Visiting team.
30 points for the Lakers. Mercer on the drive. Gets the step. Is it going to count?
Yes,
it
sir.
does.
Scored a basket. It looked like Ori grabbed him as he went down the baseline. A nice little give-go. Mercer scores the basket. Take a look at this one. Little bounce pass from Pfizer. Up he goes. Around off the glass. Good.
Mercer has 7. Bulls down by 9. Fisher turns over Ollie. Boy, he is red hot. 15 for Derek Fisher. Came in averaging 9.4 points a game and was struggling a bit from the field coming into tonight's game. Bulls working for one last shot. 1 second different shot clock to game clock. Mercer against Devin George. Mercer turns just short. The second to go on the shot clock. Richmond just dribbles it out, and the first quarter comes to a close. Derek Fisher outstanding, especially from the arc. Got the Lakers going with a trio of trays early in the first quarter. Finishes with a game high to this point, 15 points, and the Lakers put 32 on the board in the opening quarter to lead 32-21 over the Bulls.
center for the Bulls. I'm the small forward for the Sparks.
I play power forward for the Sixers.
Six man. My dad's the head coach for the Fever. Small forward. I'm the three-point specialist for the Celtics.
The Junior NBA and Junior WNBA are coming to Chicagoland. For information on participating leagues, log on to NBA.com or call 866-JR-HOOPS.
I'm the point guard for the Mystics.
To find out how you can be a player or coach, log on to NBA.com or call 866-JR-HOOPS.
Each year, the NBA and its players connect with youth in their communities to show the importance of reading.
I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Ring! It was the bone phone.
And through laughter, joy, and an open heart, their message is clear.
Whose eyes are these? I can't trick you guys.
You can achieve whatever you believe. So join the NBA, grab a book, and help a child read to achieve.
Prune face, flat top, mumbles, and big boy capris. The mob's after the world's greatest detective. But so is Breathless Mahoney. Warren Beatty, Dustin Hoffman, Madonna, Al Pacino, winner of 3 Academy Awards.
Tracy! You mind if I call you Dick?
Dick Tracy. Sunday at 3 Eastern on WGN.
Great to have you with us on WGN tonight. Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Redker, a big night at the United Center. There's a buzz in the air. The Lakers in town. Kobe Bryant going to work. Derek Fisher lighting it up from the arc. Bryant and Fisher combined for 9 for 12 shooting from the field. Most of it was Fisher, who was 5 of 6. But guards got him 23 points in that first quarter.
They came to see Kobe and Shaq. Kobe's doing his thing, 4 out of 6. But Shaq from the free throw line. Come on, Eddie, take it on in.
Curry against Walker, gets hassled for 3. Horry picks the rebound off the floor. Lakers leading by 11. Just the start of things, second quarter. Devin George has been playing well of late. Back tap by Horry to Walker. Fisher open look for 3, ring it up. His 4th of the night. He's got 18 points.
It's the Derek Fisher show.
Fisher came in 38% from the arc.
All right, Shaq is not there, so you want to attack the basket a little bit.
Here comes Curry against Walker, trying to pass out. Fisher intercepts a weak pass by Eddie Curry. Off balance. Now the Lakers out of the triangle. Walker over Curry. Yes, Samaki Walker off the front of the rim the hard way. 7 for Walker. Kevin Ollie works Fisher. Gets the step down the lane. Off the glass. Kevin Ollie, nice move. Fisher working around the screen set by Walker. Now finds Richmond. Devin George for 3.
They've got 4 guys out there that can shoot threes right now. Devin George, and remember Horry also, for a big man, can fire him up.
Lakers came in 16th in the league, shooting 35% from the arc. They're 5 of 6 tonight. Los Angeles leading it by 40-23. Pfizer and 1. He will go to the line. Good strong move by Pfizer. Devin George commits the foul. Pfizer last night at Indianapolis in 28 minutes, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Here's a look at him.
Just before that, you saw Coach Bill Cartwright talking to Eddie Curry, saying, we don't need you to get in trouble and then just make a bailout pass. Look where you're going to go with it.
Yep. Pfizer misses the opportunity at a 3-point play. Bulls trailing by 15. Lakers with their second unit on the floor. And Devin George on the drive. Eddie Curry picks the rebound. Kevin Ollie on the run quickly. The entry, Chandler and 1. Tyson Chandler with authority.
He really went in hard. A great athletic display by Ollie to Chandler. Chandler goes up here. Does he enjoy it? Yes.
Yeah, the exuberance of youth. Watch this. Look at the hops this kid has.
Oh, George Bernard Shaw was right. Youth is wasted on the young. Yes. I wish I felt like he did.
Yeah, you wish you had his wheels, right?
You're right.
3-point play for Tyson Chandler. Pressure in the backcourt by the Bulls now. Devin George looking to bring it across. Ollie on the trap. Triggers it.
They're going to call a foul on Ollie. No, they're calling Devin George.
Second personal on George. Already read the third on the Lakers. Well, Kobe and Shaq on the bench here in the opening 2.5 minutes of this second quarter. This is where the Bulls, I would think, have to make hay, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Eddie Curry inside, blocked by Samaki Walker. Loose on the floor, knocked out of bounds, going to belong to the Bulls.
Good scratch that time by Pfizer to come back in, and now Eddie Curry being talked to by Chandler. Here it is.
There's the scrum on the floor.
Foot, yeah.
The last touch by the Lakers. 10 to go on the shot clock. Trenton Hassel. Here's Kevin Ollie with 5 to go.
You got to go 5, and he doesn't have that long distance shot.
Ollie, the pull-up jumper.
Offensive foul.
No, they're going to wipe it off. You're exactly right. Offensive foul on Kevin Ollie. Again, pressure in the backcourt. This is something the Bulls doing a little bit more of under Bill Cartwright. Mitch Richmond, the veteran guard, gets it across. Stolen by the rookie Trenton Hassel. Kevin Ollie in on Fisher, feeds Hassel. The tip by Eddie Curry.
Well, there are 3 rookies going after the ball.
And good hustle on the part of Curry to get back down the floor. 10-point Laker lead. Devin George. Walker, the veteran, to the hook. Chandler reins it in, knocked out of bounds by Ori. It will belong to Chicago. Almost 3.5 minutes into the second quarter. Eddie Curry and the youngsters fighting hard against the Lakers. Bulls down by 10.
New DieHard Express. Only at Sears Auto Center. We use the latest technology to diagnose the problem. And if you need a new battery, we'll install one in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. DieHard, America's most preferred battery. DieHard Express, only at Sears Auto Center. Sears, where else?
My man, NBA League Pass on DirecTV. Bring it on! It's super bad! All that, baby, get on up, pick up the phone. Ow! I feel good! Bring it on! Up to 40 games a week!
Don't miss a minute of the action. Catch up to 40 games a week from outside your local viewing area with NBA League Pass on DirecTV. To order, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or log on to DirecTVSports.com.
The beer we make here matters to people. This beer is part of their lives. People talk with friends over this beer. They spend time with family with this beer. It's there to witness their defining moments and will always be there when these stories are told again and again. It makes those moments more memorable. This beer makes those times Miller time.
Let's pause for station identification.
This is WGN Superstation.
You know, Chick Hearn is missing from this building. He's done so many games for the Lakers. He's been a legend there, but we look over now and we see his seat vacant. Paul Sunderland and Stu Lance working with him, the two of them working together, but our well wishes go out to Chick Hearn. Hope he gets back behind the mic. Been around for many, many, many years.
Talked to Stu Lance. He said Chick is doing fine, coming along well. They hope to have him back in action this spring. 7-0 run by the Bulls in the last 125 to kind of get back into this thing, and now the Bulls a chance to cut the deficit down to single digits. Pfizer inside over Walker, tough shot, back tap rebound to Mitch Richmond. Lindsey Hunter in the ball game for the first time tonight. He's another shooter, Red. They've got a lot of shooters on this team from the outside to help space the floor for Shaq inside. Shaq right now is on the bench. Ori can hit a three-pointer. Kevin Ollie back the other way for the Bulls. Nice catch by Pfizer on the block below. In on Walker. Tough shot. Chandler collects. Yeah. Tyson Chandler staying right with that play.
Tyson Chandler has to watch so he doesn't end up getting technical for taunting. I mean, he's so cranked up. Watch it. The shot is missed here. He's going to fight, scratch, get the ball. And after he makes the basket, he really gets aggressive with the face muscles.
Bulls inside scoring 18-6 over the Lakers here. And Tyson Chandler completes a three-point play. He's got 6 quick points off the bench in the second quarter, Red.
7 points lead now by the Lakers. They were up, what, 15? No. Is that the biggest? I think that was the biggest lead.
Mitch Richmond for 3, left it short. Kevin Ollie rebounds it. Ollie on the run. Straight down the lane. He got clobbered and he'll go to the line.
He really pushed the ball, didn't he? Got it really fired out of there. They backtracked, picked up the wingmen, and Ollie took it right into the hoop. And was that on Walker?
That's a third on Walker, Red, but more importantly, 5 team fouls, and Shaq, Kobe, and Rick Fox coming on for Walker, Devin George, and Mitch Richmond. So Phil Jackson has seen enough of the Bulls making their run here.
A lot of teams we see guys with big high stockings on everything. I look at Fox and I'm looking at his hose. Doesn't have any on, I don't think. So Ollie to shoot 2. Miller going to come back in here probably for
Pfizer maybe.
Yeah, they might stay. Let's see.
Ollie makes good on the first. No, he's coming in for Tyson Chandler.
Gets a nice hand.
Chandler provided a spark off the bench here. Bulls fans, tickets for every Bulls home game are on sale at the United Center, Ticketmaster outlets, online at bulls.com, or by calling 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Kevin Ollie has 4 points in the game now. Bulls back to within 5. Biggest lead for the Lakers, Red, was 17 points in this first half. Hunter, Fox, Kobe on the rim. Shaq down low. Did he get pushed?
Pfizer grabbed him, yeah. He grabbed him so he couldn't get loose.
It's only the first team foul on the Bulls.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good matchup if Pfizer gets down there. He's got some body strength, but standing next to Shaq, he looks like...
Yes, looks small, doesn't he?
Looks like the old story. If he went to the movies, he'd get in for half price if he walked in with Shaq.
Lakers have cooled off considerably. Shaq smothered down low, and the foul coming up.
You know, that must be like in football when a Waddle would go across the middle, you know, and he knew he was going to get killed. Shaq gets the ball low. He knows they're coming from everywhere. Like they're just going to hit him.
He's like that tight end they drag over the middle. He stretches out for the ball, and the safety creams him, you know. But Shaq is bigger than any wide receiver or tight end I've ever seen. I'll tell you that much. Missing the first.
He's bigger than Dicker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Not so much in stature, Red, but in size, yeah, you know.
Not on Sundays. I think Ditka's the man on Sundays.
Yes, indeed. The coach. Shaq 1 out of 2 at the line. He has 5 points. Here's Pfizer. Brad Miller, 5 to go on the shot clock. O'Neal gave him the shot. Rick Fox comes out of there with him. Kobe Bryant. That's a pass to Shaq. Went off the glass. Kevin Ollie on the run. Artest with a foot on the three-point line. Ring it up.
On 2.
Yep. 3 points now for Ron Artest. Bulls are back to within 4 on a 14-1 run.
They started out with the first 5 points of this quarter, if you remember. Derek Fisher hit a 3. Devin George 6 points.
Good ball movement, Kobe Bryant. Fox jumped at by Hassel. Heel to the rim. Ori the rebound. Hits Kobe baseline. Left it short. Shaq inside.
No, he got thrown out by Pfizer, I think.
It is on Marcus Pfizer, and it's his second personal. 13 foul.
Pete Myers wanted to talk to Hassel. He ran over to talk to him. Bill goes, "What are you doing here? Get back out on the floor."
They call it non-shooting foul.
Well, it's a 5th foul.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's a non-shooting foul. I thought Shaq was in the...
It says 15th foul up there.
That's for the Lakers.
Oh, that's right. The Lakers did. Right.
Kobe off the baseline with a chip shot. To be honest with you, Red, I thought Shaq was in the act of shooting. I thought they'd put him at the line, but they called the foul before the shot attempt. Inside of 6 minutes to go, first half. 6-point lead for the Lakers. Miller the screen for Kevin Ollie. And up high for the rebound. Robert Horry taken away by Artest, but he tipped it over to Hunter. The Lakers set up the offense. Kobe trying to go quick on Brad Miller. Now Artest jumps at him defensively. Tipped away by Ollie. Here comes Artest. Gets Kevin Ollie a layup.
Yeah, and he got fouled. Beautifully laid the body into the man, Rick Fox. He makes the basket. Kevin Ollie with 6 points in his quarter and attacking the basket, and a timeout call. We'll talk about it when we get back here.
And the Chicago Bulls roar back once again. The quick trigger by Ollie. Artest the lead, and the Bulls are right back in it.
Professor, we got issues with this ball.
Yes, number 8. We've been expecting.
While we have a moment, let's see what's coming up on WGN.
Where the world's greatest warriors compete to the death, Jean-Claude Van Damme must survive Bloodsport. Tonight at 11:30 Eastern on WGN Superstation.
The production off the bench, very impressive for the Bulls here tonight. And recently it has been impressive. More productive of late, averaging 34 points a game off the bench in the last 8 games. They had 36 points last night at Indiana. Kevin Ollie at the line, part of that bench effort.
They have 9 turnovers for this quarter.
And again, Red, as I mentioned, they came in second in the league in fewest turnovers per game at 12.4 did the Lakers.
7 second-quarter points by Kevin Ollie. Done a good job of pushing the ball.
And some pressure in the backcourt here. Or he couldn't get it in.
They took a 20 already. They had some full timeout, isn't it?
Should be a full.
Yeah, they already took a 20 in the first quarter when Fox got into a situation. So
5:27 left to go in this second quarter. The Bulls playing hard and turning it up on the defensive end, converting on their opportunities on the other side of the floor. The Lakers lead by 3. We'll be back.
I wake up in darkness for you. Bruise, break, bleed for you. Lose weight, lose touch, lose time for you. And what do you do for me?
Each year, the NBA and its players connect with youth in their communities to show the importance of reading.
I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Ring! It was the bone phone.
And through laughter, joy, and an open heart, their message is clear.
Whose eyes are these? I can't trick you guys.
You can achieve whatever you believe. So join the NBA, grab a book, and help a child read to achieve.
Here's what's on tap, brought to you by Cold Filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Never miss a genuine opportunity. Our next telecast, Bulls and Hornets, Tuesday night, 7:30 on WCIU television. Our next telecast on WGN TV, Bulls and the Memphis Grizzlies, Saturday, January 26th, 7:30 p.m. Central Time on WGN.
Now, this team started out, if you remember, 11-0. It looked like they were going to go undefeated the whole season, and they ran into Seattle Supersonics to end that streak. But they put it together pretty good here, 26-7.
It was 40-23 with 10:10 to go here in the second quarter, and the Bulls have been on a 17-3 run since to get themselves back into the game. Devin George, Kobe Bryant, Rick Fox, Derek Fisher, Shaquille O'Neal, and that's Shaq's first field goal of the game. He's now 1 for 4 shooting from the field. He averages 16 shots a game, shot attempts from the field. Now that doesn't include all the times he gets fouled on the way to the basket. Artest one-on-one against Rick Fox. Good solid defense by Fox. Pfizer the follow. Didn't finish it. Miller bangs away at it. Artest takes the rebound from Shaq. Blocked by Shaq.
Well, Shaq had body, and that time Artest reached out and grabbed him. But I thought Shaq had body that time on Ron Artest. First on Ron Artest. Take a look at this. When Ronnie goes up with the hook shot, there's the miss, but
Miller bangs away at it, and now Artest able to collect.
Here, when he comes back, goes for the hook. He got hit.
You're right. And he turned on Shaq. Fox has it knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Los Angeles. Well, one thing about the Bulls here tonight, Red, they're not backing down from this World Championship Laker team, are they? The lob for Shaq. Tipped away by Kevin Ollie. Artest, no look, Miller. Nice move. Didn't finish, gets it back. Up on Shaq, and it's stripped away. Artest inside. Miller bangs away at it. Miller goes to his knees for it. And it's taken away by Shaq.
Oh, boy. Oh. Talk about the patient dying with the operation successful.
Yeah,
they
you're right.
went after they had everything going. Miller couldn't make the layup.
You can't fault the hustle, but they just didn't have a finish on that sequence.
But this is the game. He couldn't shoot straight on layups. Look at this. There's one miss. Gets it back. He gets the ball slapped out of his hands. They take another one by Artest. He misses. Miller misses. Miller dives.
How much of those little misses inside, right, influenced by the presence of Shaq, not necessarily misdirecting the shot, but just his presence on the floor. Fisher finally misses a shot here tonight. He's been pretty good.
The Bulls, with all this misfiring and everything, they're still only 5 down.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really
right
back in this quarter. They were 11 down at the quarter. 32-point first quarter for the Lakers, and they were on their way.
Lakers are on the final leg of a 5-game road trip that has seen them storm through the East, but was derailed at Minnesota last night in impressive fashion by the Timberwolves, 120-102. When the Timberwolves get hot, they're a hard team to stop. They've got some big-time players. Steal by Devin George, nearly stolen, picked up by Pfizer, stopped by O'Neal, and the foul on Shaq.
Shaq said, I just had my hands up. They're both looking for a flagrant foul, but they're not going to get it. First foul on Shaq. He said, I just had my hands up, and he ran into me. Take a look at Pfizer going in.
So Marcus goes to the free throw line. Well, they're making Shaq sweat a little bit here tonight, aren't they? Pfizer hits on his first. Last 6 games prior to last night, he was shooting it better from the field, 30 of 59. Just over 50%.
Greg Anthony in the game. I want to tell you something. Little Kevin Ollie did one great job in this quarter. He had 7 points and was the catalyst of getting the Bulls running and attacking the basket.
Led the bench brigade, which has gotten the Bulls back into this game. They have totally outplayed Los Angeles' bench. Kobe Bryant halfway down Wooden State. Devin George knocked it out of bounds. It'll belong to the Bulls, who trail by just 4 with a little over 3.5 minutes to go in this first half.
You know, the Bulls still don't come off sharp enough on the screens. They circle instead of really slashing to get themselves open.
Very good point.
It's the little things that get you open in this league. Pfizer. Here's Miller against Shaq. And it's stripped away and a foul coming up. I believe that was Devin George, or was it Shaq who stripped it away? They're going to call Shaq. His second personal foul.
Well, Miller did the right thing that time. He faked twice from the outside like he was going to take the jump shot, and they do respect it because he can hit that. He was up on Miller. Miller was able to go around and draw that foul.
Next Saturday, the Bulls battle the Wizards. It's ESPN Radio 1000 CD Day. While supplies last, all fans entering the United Center will receive a CD entitled Great Moments in Bulls History. Compliments of the Bulls and ESPN Radio 1000. For tickets, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or visit bulls.com. Miller makes good on a pair. 7 points for him here tonight.
What a matchup. Shaq with 7 points, Miller with 7, huh?
Tooth and nail, nip and tuck. Coming up with 3 minutes to go first half. Shaq, high post. Backs Miller. Drop steps off the glass. Artest the rebound. All night, Red, you get the feeling the Bulls have been able to keep Shaq just a little bit off of his favorite spots on the floor, and it's made a difference. Mercer.
Oh, somebody hit that on top of the ring.
It'll belong to Los Angeles. Knocked out of bounds by Brad Miller. Mark Manson coming up into the ball game now for the Lakers, replacing Devin George. Manson in the contest for the first time tonight. Phil Jackson really likes the way this kid plays post defense. Bulls look like they're in a zone at least to start this play here. They may match up out of it. 2-3 zone. Kobe on the wing. 10 to go on the shot clock for the Lakers. Shaq. Fisher from 3. Up over the backboard and out of bounds. He hit his first 3 Trey attempts here tonight.
Bulls have a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession with 2:28. And who would have thunk that going into this quarter, Wayne?
Right in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter, the Bulls were down by 17 points, and Shaq hadn't even broken a sweat yet. He hadn't even started. And here they are.
Watch it. Oh.
Miller clears Mercer baseline, and there it is. We're tied.
I was hoping Miller wasn't going to get caught in that blind side on a steal, but he found Mercer. Mercer dropped that J down.
Game tied at 12 for the first time since the first quarter when it was 12-12. Artest hustling. Bryant's pass misdirected. Pfizer trying to save it, and the hustle is just amazing.
Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd. A standing O for the defense of these Bulls. Ron Artest cranked it up. Pfizer and Anthony went after it. Look at them. They love this. Artest is there. He's there. Kobe thinks he's gone. He's there. What a job they get.
Kobe Bryant with the turnaround over Mercer.
And he ends all that.
He makes some of the toughest shots you'll see in the NBA.
That's why he is a first teamer.
Yep. You could argue that they have the 2 best players in the league in Shaq and Kobe. You could argue that point. Artest steps away
on Bill.
Technical foul on Bill Cartwright.
Bill was saying Shaq is in the lane, and Danny Crawford turns around and hits him with the tee. You know, Bill doesn't use profanity, and his voice isn't really high. How could Danny do that?
You got
if
me.
He would just call it on Shaq. You know, he was standing there with his foot in the lane. That's what he was saying.
Bill can't quite believe it. Kobe Bryant goes to the line. Bulls got this thing tied at 46 for the first time since it was 12-12 with about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Kobe misses the free throw. Now watch this. Watch Bill Cartwright right there. He stands up.
He said Shaq was in guarding nobody.
He stamped his foot, and then the tee came quickly from Crawford.
Their Bulls with a chance to tie it up again this time.
Kobe missed the free throw. Now Artest. Manson held Pfizer.
35 is home. 35 home.
Lakers, the personal foul, Martin Manson.
Manson picks up his first personal foul. Minute 30 to go first half. Pfizer to the free throw line.
It's been an entertaining first half.
Yeah, it has.
If you're a Lakers fan, it was a great first quarter. If you're a Bulls fan, it was a great second quarter for them.
And what the crowd here at the United Center, one of the bigger crowds of the season, appreciates is the hustle they are seeing from this young Bulls team. Pfizer makes good on his first.
Hey fans, you can become part of the Bulls team by joining the Bulls Fan Club. Presented by McDonald's. Call the Bulls at 312-455-4000 for more information or visit bulls.com. Pfizer with 5. 1 out of 2 at the line on this trip. Lakers by 1. Manson to Fisher. Over to Fox on the wing. There's Kobe in the corner. Fisher slicing into the lane. Feeds Shaq inside. Left it short. Gets it back.
He just stepped on his. He just reached up and put it over the rim. I don't think he even took off on that, but that's Shaq's second basket. He's got 9.
Pfizer backing Manson. Now faces him. To the lane. Manson commits the foul.
That's tough defense for Madsen. I don't care how good Phil likes that post defense. He's got Pfizer facing him 5 feet from the basket. You know he's going to take that 1 step, jump up over him, draw the foul. He does his second foul. Pfizer again here, a chance to close it up. It's only a 3-point game, and you got 54 seconds.
Last night at Indianapolis, 6 of 11 from the field for Pfizer. Marcus makes good on his first on this trip to the line. He had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in 28 minutes on the floor.
A lot of fouls in this quarter. And I'll tell you this, Kevin Alley I talked about is cranking it up, but Chandler came in and did a great job too. He had 6 points in this.
Off the bench, the Bulls bench shooting 10 of 12 from the free throw line tonight. They've taken advantage of the fouls here in the second quarter. Fisher for 3. Ron Artest the rebound. Bulls can take the lead here in the final minute, first half.
Protect the ball and get a good shot.
Mercer tied up by Fox. What do we get?
Illegal defense. Shaq in the lane. So we're going to get the free throw here and another chance at the ball with 33 seconds.
The Lakers, after a 32-point first quarter, Red, have cooled considerably. Just 18 here in the second quarter.
Mercer makes the technical. He's got 10 points now. Everybody that's played in here has shot free throws in this quarter except Eddie Curry.
Anthony gets a screen from Miller. Anthony penetrates. Blocked by Shaq. Off the glass. Knocked out of bounds. And they're saying it's going to be Los Angeles ball.
No. Yeah, Danny Crawford's calling him back here, I think, and saying, no, I didn't see it that way. Yeah, I guess he did.
Watch it again.
That slapped off the glass. I couldn't see whose hand hit it out. So
Lakers and Bulls tied at 50. Final 20 seconds, first half. Bulls have been down by as many as 17 in a zone defense right now. Looks to be a 2-3. Here's the lob for Shaq off the mark. And what do we have?
They got a foul. Yeah.
Looked like a push inside. And it's on Marcus Pfizer.
I tell you, there's more pushing at my dinner table than I see out there on that end. Shaq was battling guys around a little bit. Let's see what happened.
No.
Slight contact.
Yeah, I mean, incidental contact, as we would say, right?
Yeah. All right, still 9-3 up there. Shaq trying to break a 50 all tie.
5 of 9 from the free throw line now for Shaq as Phil looks on.
Now you'll hear the crowd get a little more vocal. Bulls have a chance to take the lead even if Shaq makes this one at halftime.
Anthony's on the runway and Shaq makes the free throw. He's got 10 points in the half. Here comes Greg Anthony. Little stop and go. Mercer set up for the lead. Miller going after it. Manson knocked it out of bounds. It'll belong to Chicago.
Miller getting killed. He says, is somebody putting a body on me to knock me down? Look at the team bench here. They're going to take a 20-second timeout here.
So the Bulls will talk it over with 0.6 of a second remaining. An opportunity to take the lead if they can convert from the field.
Now take a look at this shot. Here's a shot by Mercer. Miller goes up. Nobody there. See, Shaq in the front and Madsen in the back, and Miller's legs just went out from under him. All right, it's got to be a catch and a shoot, 0.6 of a second.
This is surprising here, Red. 20-10 on inside points, isn't it?
Yeah.
That really surprises me.
Well, If you want to go on outside points, take a look at Derek Fisher. They've got 5 3-point field goals. The Bulls have a 0.
Shaq here in this first half, 2 field goals, but does have 10 points in the half. Bulls ball. Anthony on the inbounds. Artest, Mercer, Miller, Chandler on the floor, and as I mentioned, Anthony on the trigger. Looking on the inbounds, gets Mercer out of the corner for the lead at halftime. It's good. It's a two-pointer, but it's enough for the lead at halftime.
I didn't think they had time to get a full shot, but here it is with the clock. Inbounds, they're looking to get it to somebody. Who do they get it to? Mercer wide open. He pops it up and in.
And that shot gives the Bulls the lead. And Tyson Chandler and the Chicago Bulls come from 17 points down to take their first lead since 7:36 of the first quarter when they led 12-10. Bulls hustling to a 52-51 halftime lead over the world champion Los Angeles Lakers. Herculean effort off the Chicago bench. Back at the United Center, Benny the Bull flying high here at halftime. Red Kerr, the Bulls have hustled their way into a 1-point lead at halftime here tonight.
You know, I have never seen the Bulls in this rebuilding period get a standing ovation. They got it for defense, not for something they did on offense. Just a scrambling thing. Kobe ends up hitting the jump shot to end it, but the fans were on their feet giving him a standing ovation and a turnaround. They trail 32-21 after 1, and then turn around, outscore them 31-19, and it was great. Take a look at some of these highlights we had. And Derek Fisher got him started. He had 15 points in the first quarter. He had 4 3-point field goals, an outstanding job. And then Kobe blows by Trenton Hassel here and makes the layup. A nice job. 17 points down. Looked like the Bulls are going to get ready to leave town. And then here's Kevin Ollie, who ignited him to come back. And then Tyson Chandler gets a pass from Ollie, hammers it, and draws the foul. Mercer with 0.6 of a second. Yes, and that gives the Bulls a lead, 52-51.
Toyota halftime statistics, the bench points very big, and also the inside points, very big surprise there. In the second quarter, the Lakers outshot the Bulls from the field, 7 of 20 for the Lakers, 9 of 27 for the Bulls. However, the Bulls 13 of 15 from the free throw line of the second quarter, while the Lakers got there just 7 times, making 3. Some of the numbers behind the Bulls' 1-point lead over the world champion Lakers at halftime. We'll be back to take a look at the individual statistics and the second half coming up next.
For me. My man, NBA League Pass on DirecTV. Bring it on. It's super bad. All that, baby, get on up, pick up the phone. Ow, I feel good. Bring it on, up to 40 games a week.
Don't miss a minute of the action. Catch up to 40 games a week from outside your local viewing area with NBA League Pass on DirecTV. To order, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or log on to DirecTVSports.com.
You have 4 new messages.
Steve, Rachel, we are going to have some fun. See you tonight. Hi, Steve, it's Jackie. I'm just calling to confirm tonight. Do you know what we're doing? I have no idea what to wear. Hey, Steve, it's Sandy. I just got out of the gym, but I just wanted to call and say, hey, we're definitely on for tonight.
Steve, what's going on? Can't wait to meet you tonight.
Individual scoring leaders in the first half of play. Derek Fisher led the way much of that early. Fisher had 4 3-point field goals to lead the way for the Lakers. Meanwhile, Ron Mercer, 12 points for the Bulls, 7 in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter, including the last field goal of the half to give the Bulls the 1-point lead. Now, off the bench, look at the production right here. Ollie, that doesn't even begin to tell you the story for Kevin Ollie. He provided energy and push. He pushed the ball up the floor time and time again and helped generate offense for the Bulls in that manner. Tyson Chandler had 6 points and a good stint for him in the second quarter.
They only had 3, and that was a 3 by Devian George off the bench. But take a look at the Shaq's made and missed. He's only made 2. Those are the yellow ones, but he's had some shots there, only 7, but he has been at the free throw line 10 times.
And Red, again, I think in part the Bulls did a good job of getting him off his favorite spots on the floor, it looked like. Just a little bit, and that can make a difference, even for a guy like Shaq.
They decided to give up the outside shot and try to hold Shaq.
Take a look at the Bulls' upcoming schedule, brought to you by your local Ford store. Quality people, quality products. Tuesday night, Charlotte Hornets on WCIU TV. Thursday night, Bulls on the road to Atlanta. Fox Sports Net has the game for you. Next Saturday afternoon, the Washington Wizards come to town. An early game in the afternoon on NBC TV, and then on Monday, January 21st, the Indiana Pacers on Fox Sports Net.
Now here's a pretty good stat too. Only 6 turnovers for the Bulls, and they gave up only 5 points off those turnovers, and they were able to force the Lakers into 10 turnovers to get 12 points. 5 turnovers by Kobe Bryant in this game.
Well, we'll see. The Diesel has been relatively quiet. Shaquille O'Neal just the 2 field goals on 2 of 7 shooting from the floor. Kobe Bryant is 6 of 10, but a relatively quiet 12 points for him. And as Red mentioned, the 5 turnovers, just 2 assists, 1 rebound for Kobe. I have a feeling we're going to see those 2 players, whom I happen to think, Red, are the 2 best players overall in this league. And they're on the same team, which makes the Lakers double trouble. I got a feeling we're going to see those players play a much more prominent role in the second half. We'll see.
I think you might be right.
The Bulls started across, leading by 1 as we begin the third quarter. Great to have you with us tonight. Artest inside across the lane. Sets up Mercer. Rebound picked off by Bryant. Rick Fox, Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant on the perimeter. Walker and Shaq down low. Shaq goes to work. That time wouldn't stay in for him. Miller the rebound. Here's Artest. Change of direction into the lane. Miller's chip shot off the wing. Nicely done. Good secondary break run by the Bulls there.
9 points by Miller. He also has 9 rebounds. He had a tough time making a layup, but he's done a good job again. See this the first 2 times down into Shaq. Let's see what happens.
Trying to pass out to Walker, knocked away by Mercer into the hands of Anthony. Artest gives up a 3, picked up by Kobe. Late pass into Miller, tipped away by Fisher, and Kobe Bryant back the other way off the turnover. Opening 2 minutes of play in this third quarter. Shaq delivers the screen for Kobe. Screen roll to Shaq. I thought he traveled in the lane, but they're calling a foul.
Ron Artest on the foul, his second. Shaq with a high screen, rolls on in. Kobe gives him the ball, and
there's the foul. And Shaq at the free throw line once again. So Shaq now at the free throw line, 6 of 11. And if you're going to play the percentages, you would figure he's going to miss this one. He's a 50% shooter from the foul line. Shooting a little better than that tonight so far. Tried to talk him into it. 11 points for Shaq. Lakers back to within 2. Anthony accelerates around Fisher. Artest set up for 3. Oh, he had it right on. Just heel of the rim. Long rebound saved by the Bulls. Oakley out on the floor. Fox gets the rebound. To Kobe Bryant. Took off before he had the ball. Now Shaq against Oakley. Looking to bull his way in there and lost it out of play.
Well, Shaq said, or before the game, Oak said, you know, I played against Shaq. You don't want to be scared of him. And I tell you one thing, I'm not going to be a railroad track where he runs over me.
There's the turnovers. They're at 12 turnovers already here tonight, are the Lakers. Mercer whirling baseline over Samaki Walker, who might have gotten a piece of that.
Kobe took off on that play.
But again, I think it was pretty good defense there by Oakley to dissuade Shaq from throwing that ball down the floor.
There it is into Shaq again. Now he gets the foul.
Charles grabs him, his second personal foul.
He wasn't.
The Bulls personal foul, Charles Oakley, his second.
The key here, was he in the act of shooting? No. The rule of the foul was on the floor. Never got turned to the basket. Fox on the inbounds. Fox makes the turn. Kobe Bryant from the outside. Walker up over Miller for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds, going to belong to Los Angeles.
Well, look like Shaq just comes over. Just he's so big, he gets his hand on everything.
So big and wide too.
Yeah.
Hard to reach around him. Kobe inside and among the trees. Torted himself for that shot. Shaq fouled from behind.
That's a technical. Yeah, he hit Miller right in the back of the head and didn't think a thing of it. So
first the foul is on Mercer.
Watch this. Foul. Mercer bang.
Third technical foul. Correction, the Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal.
So Shaq picks up the technical foul. Mercer goes to the free throw line to shoot the tee.
Bulls doing a nice job from the stripe too. That's been an enemy of theirs. They're 17 out of 20.
The center matchup here tonight. Miller with those 10 rebounds. Similar shooting numbers for these guys. Shaq to the free throw line for a pair. The foul was not on Brad Miller. It was on Ron Mercer. Shaq misses his first. Next Saturday, the Bulls battle the Wizards. ESPN Radio 1000 CD Day. While supplies last, all fans entering the United Center receive a CD entitled Great Moments in Bulls History. Compliments of the Bulls and ESPN Radio 1000. For tickets, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or visit bulls.com. Bulls by 2.
3 team fouls on the Bulls too.
Mercer gets around Kobe Bryant, lost the handle, picked up by Samaki Walker. Bryant on the run. Inside Rick Fox. Oh, what a beautiful jackknife move on the reverse.
Great pass. Fox's first basket, but with a great pass by Kobe to get in that traffic. Normally he looks for Shaq up high. Slipped it underneath and Fox reversed it and knocked it in.
You know, Shaq is the base of the Lakers and everything they do, but Kobe is the flash. There's no question about that.
Kobe gave him a pretty good bump and there was no call, and they're talking shoot.
Time winding down on the shot clock. Artest driving.
Offensive foul. It had to be his third foul.
Offensive foul. The Bulls, Ron Artest.
Johnny, that's his fourth personal foul. So Artest probably going to have to go to the bench here.
Yeah, Trenton Hassel comes in the game.
So Ron Artest with just 3 points on a field goal, 1 of 2 at the free throw line, heading to the bench. And Kobe Bryant guarded by Hassel. Here's Fisher. 8.5 to go now in this third quarter. Shaq against
offense. Thank you, number 3 on the big guy. Shaq takes Oakley out. But what a nice job Oakley did of stepping in, getting in the lane. Watch this. He catches now. Oak takes position. Bam. The oak tree has fallen.
Yep, indeed it has, but it did draw the third personal foul on Shaquille O'Neal. Anthony makes the turn. Pass out to Miller. Anthony in the corner elevates for 2.
Anthony thought better of it getting in there. He had a
pressure in the backcourt now. Fisher stopped by Mercer and a foul on Ron Mercer.
And all of a sudden the Bulls with 4 quick team fouls.
We still have over
7,
over 8 minutes to go in the quarter.
Ron Mercer, his second.
Phil Jackson's team has had to work a little bit here tonight. This is the final of their 5-game road trip. Sometimes you're a little bit ragged in that last game. Well, they were really ragged last night. Jim Clemens was upset. He said, that was my game. I'm the one who scouted Minnesota, and they tore us apart. Our guys didn't play. Fox off the baseline, heel to the rim.
It's on Kobe. That should be.
It had to be a hold on Kobe.
Yeah. Right. Kobe picks up foul number 2.
As he tried to ward off Ron Mercer. It's only the first team foul, however, on the Lakers in this quarter. Bulls by 2. A little over 4 minutes gone by. Third quarter. Anthony off a screen by Miller. And the lefty. Nothing but the bottom of the net. He's got 6. And again, the Bulls bring some pressure in the backcourt. Rick Fox to Derek Fisher. Bulls by 4. Fisher so hot in the first quarter. Jumped at by Miller. Nice feed to Walker inside. Beautiful movement.
Screen roll, and Walker flipped to the corner and then went hard underneath. Got the pass and puts down his 8th and 9th points of the game.
Good movement by both Fisher and Samaki Walker off that screen roll. Steal by Fisher. Anthony trying to hold him, didn't get it done. Here's Bryant to finish and 1.
Anthony tried to take the foul, and they wouldn't allow it at half court, really. Yep. And then Trenton Hassel picks up his 2nd foul as the ball is flipped back to Kobe Bryant. He lays it in. He just a bad turnover there. You see Anthony reached out, and then Fisher drops it behind him, and the baby foul.
Kobe Bryant, who may be the best of the finishers in the NBA right now, huh? My goodness, this young man, how far has he come? Lower Marion, Pennsylvania. 15 points for Kobe.
Sounds like a bad place to come from, Lower Marion. But Marion, Pennsylvania is quite a...
It's a beautiful place.
Beautiful area.
Anthony circle roots, gets by Fisher, pull up over Shaq. Oakley the rebound.
Yeah, Oaktree grabbed it, went on in, and Rick Fox holding the left elbow, but Oak's 2nd basket of the night comes off the offensive glass.
Bulls lead it by the slimmest of margins as we begin to seesaw in the third quarter. Kobe Bryant. Lakers on top. 17 for Kobe as he begins to heat up with 5 in the third quarter. Mercer pops free off a screen by Oakley. Double clutch on that shot, line drive. Miller retrieves. Oh, skip pass stolen by Kobe Bryant. What was that? Fisher inside, tried to pass it to O'Neal, almost made the shot. Hustled by the Bulls, keeps it alive. Miller, Hassel, and Anthony come up with it. Great hustle again.
And a foul by Rick Fox. You're right, good hustle. Hassel back here to tap that ball away.
The Bulls are going up against a much more talented opponent, but it is the energy and the hustle of this young Chicago team that has them right in it, right in there against these world champs.
Johnny Depp's a strange man in a strange land,
I think you should just come home with me.
where the world is a wonder
I'll be darned.
and life is magical.
Can I bring show and tell on Monday? Isn't it wild?
Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, Edward Scissorhands.
Those things are cool.
Sunday at 5 Eastern on WGN.
Each year, the NBA and its players connect with youth in their communities to show the importance of reading.
And I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Ring! It was the bone phone.
And through laughter, joy, and an open heart, their message is clear.
Whose eyes are these? I can't trick you guys.
You can achieve whatever you believe. So join the NBA, grab a book, and help a child read to achieve.
How'd your date go?
How did the date go?
Good.
I think it went well. What do you wear? Khakis and sandals. He's intellectual. He reads, is totally into foreign films. He's a great talker. Very athletic, very good body. I think he's really deep and special.
Talking things over? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
He doesn't even own a TV. Keeper.
I love this show.
Well, the Bulls have, as we mentioned, get an A for effort and hustle here tonight, and they have hustled their way right into this one. Watch this.
Anthony misses the shot, but Oaktree comes right up for the rebound, gets it underneath, makes a little fake, goes up in the air, lays it in. Nice job. And then Kobe gets it on the other end of the floor, makes a steal on a cross-court pass, spins out on Oakley, comes on down. He's going to throw the ball to the corner. It's going to Shaq, but it hits the ring. The Bulls stay right in there. Fox tries to throw it up, and Trenton Hassel gets the ball, taps it to Miller. So good defensive work by the Bulls. They trail here by 1, but they have possession of the ball with 5:51 in the second half.
Hassel on the inbounds. Hassel, Anthony, Miller, Oakley, and Mercer on the floor for Chicago. 15 to go on the shot clock for the Bulls. Oakley hits the deck. Mercer picked up by Kobe Bryant. Plays him tough. Bryant an all-defensive team selection. 5 to go on the shot clock for Anthony. Fisher bottles him up. Skip pass. Miller or Mercer for 3.
Oh, Trenton Hassel
for 2.
Great play by the rookie. Went up between the trees, grabbed the ball, and hammered it down. 6 for the rookie.
Great timing on the lead by Trenton Hassel, and the Bulls lead by 1. Rick Fox for 3, rims out. Oakley seals the rebound. Hassel on the move. Anthony out front.
Fox is giving Hassel some room, so keep an eye on him.
Anthony gets baseline, looking for an outlet. Back the other way. Oakley steps through on O'Neal. Feeds Miller. He isn't blocked on the play.
And then he gets a
foul.
Miller picks up the foul.
Yep. Perhaps out of frustration. Samaki Walker, it appeared, blocked the shot initially.
Well, take a look here and see what happens. There's Hassel on the play before where he just grabbed it, went up and hammered it down. Guy behind me, that was a foul on Shaq. Trenton Hassel from Austin P. Shaq from LSU.
Bulls by 1, and Shaq will try again. 3 blocks for Shaq here tonight. Missed them both.
16 free throws by Shaq.
Greg Anthony sets it up for the Bulls. 10 to go on the shot clock. Nice step into the lane. Try to put some air under it to get it over Shaq, and comes up short. Fisher. Lakers regroup offensively. Rick Fox. Starters playing heavy minutes at the outset of the second half here in this third quarter. Kobe Bryant penetrating. Tough shot there. Bryant goes right back after it. Comes to Oakley. Ahead to Mercer.
Could have a 3-on-2 break here.
They do. Hassel open look.
Look.
Meanwhile, Mercer battles for it. Goes up on Fisher, and they're calling an offensive foul on Mercer. How is that?
Man, Mercer.
His third personal.
So one of those games where the bad team doesn't get the breaks, the good team does, even in bounces. Let's see, he goes up. Where?
I didn't see a foul there. Okay. At least not on what we saw. It's hard to believe. Shaq down low. Oakley on him defensively. Short on the jump hook. Rebound, back tap. Oakley comes up with it. Once again, Shaq just a step or so off the block where he likes to take that pass and work to the bucket. Doesn't take much to take a guy out of his game a little bit. Down low, Miller contorts and jackknifes for 2.
I'll tell you, the Warrior, he has really done a job of going at big guys. He's not got the foot speed
or the leaping ability. Fisher
he was on the line. He was on the line.
They credit Derek Fisher with his 5th three-point field goal of the game. Tied at 65. Oakley given room. Here comes Mercer on the drive. He got fouled. He'll go to the line.
That's
Mercer with a big-time shot there.
Shaq's 4th. A runner down the lane. He makes the contact. 4 on Shaquille O'Neal. Wow.
And Ron Mercer at the free throw line looking for a three-point play. The Bulls just will not go away from Shaq and company. And it looks like they're going to hang in here all night. 16 for Mercer. 3 minutes coming up on 3 minutes to go in the third. Samaki Walker, Devin George in the game now for the Lakers.
Kobe Bryant wants Shaq against Oakland and gets him. Miller coming over to help.
No, wave it off. Well, I think Oak fouled him originally out on the floor. He will shoot 2 free throws, and that's Oakley's third.
2:49 to go. Third quarter. The Bulls lead the Lakers by 3.
Now is the best time to join us.
Mercer and Anthony all have 4 points apiece for the Chicago Bulls. Let's take a look at Brad Miller.
Good fake on Samaki Walker. Comes up underneath, protects the ball, and gets the nice layup. But how about Ron Mercer going to his left, not pulling up for the jump shot, sort of a runner, bumps Shaq, feels the contact, boom, good, and makes the free throw.
The Bulls have 18 more field goal attempts than do the Lakers, and the inside presence continues for Chicago despite Shaquille O'Neal inside. Almost, I should say, in spite of him.
I looked at that replay during the timeout, and he was behind the line on it. From where I was standing, it looked like he stepped flat on the line. But
you mean Derek Fisher's
three?
A few minutes ago, yeah. Or less than that, a minute ago.
Those inside points don't mean a lot, though, when you're looking at what they're doing from the outside. 5 3-point field goals by Derek Fisher, so that's where a lot of their scoring is coming from.
Shaq misses the first. Bulls fans, here's your chance to enjoy a great time out with all your friends and to see a sold-out Wizards game or the game of your choice for free. For selected dates, simply purchase a group of 25 or more. You'll receive 2 free tickets to the Wizards or any other game you'd like to see. To plan your group outing, call the Bulls 312-455-4000.
Somebody in the lane too quick, he's going to get another free throw.
Lane violation. Shaq has missed his last 4 straight free throw attempts. And he has missed his last, 6 of his last 8. $13 for Shaq. Bulls by 2. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Mercer played tough by Bryant. Gets a good screen from Oakland. Hassels in the corner. Jumped at by Devin George. Here's Mercer. Deals on Bryant. Over Smokey Walker. Chandler puts it back on the other end.
Nice catch and deposit by Chandler. Didn't fool around that time.
No time to fool around inside against these guys. You better get it and go. Bulls by 4. Hunter circling, looking for room. Bulls have turned it up on the defensive end. The Diesel across the lane. Shaq off the glass, off the rim, off the glass and in. Shaq has 15. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Chicago by 2. Kevin Allen. Mercer circle routes.
A little long for him. He's got to take it, though.
Time winding down on the shot clock. Oakley from deep. And Devin George the rebound.
Ball got in the right-hand corner. Never swung back to the weak side.
Shaq on his spot now. Backing Oakland. Not much Oak can do here.
Good block by Chandler.
Help side defense to the rescue. Hassel to Tyson. Can he finish it down low?
Oh, fired the ball over.
So turnover Bulls.
Shaq leaving.
Moments ago.
Tyson steps in. Watch him. Nice play.
There wasn't much Oakley could have done in that situation,
no.
Red. It had to be help side defense to come to the rescue, and that was Tyson Chandler.
Shaq got him underneath, got Oak underneath.
Devin George being run at for 3. Hassel had the rebound and missed it, and then Arnie misses inside, and now the Bulls collect in the person of Charles Oakley. Mercer. $10 to go on the shot clock. Oakley. Now Mercer with 8 to go. Down to 5. Mercer looking for room. Oakley out of the arc. Long deuce, no. The last 2 times down the floor, Oakley's been the man getting the shot, and that's not what they want. Kobe Bryant.
The Lakers misfiring down the stretch. Bulls still lead by 2. Got about a 3-second difference. Shot clock, game clock. 10 to go on the shot clock for the Bulls. This is Kevin Ollie. Now they start some movement. Mercer bottled up by George, and Devin George got him with the body.
I think they had a foul to take, didn't they?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so 6.3 under Oakley with 8 rebounds. He got stuck taking 2 long shots right as the clock was running down. But Pfizer comes in now. Bulls will inbound it with on the side. 6.3 on the clock.
Bulls lead it by 2. And on the inbounds to Pfizer. Pfizer goes to work on the block. Fadeaway over Walker is short. Rebound back tap. Pfizer jumper good as it goes, and it rims out. The Bulls hang on in the 3rd to a 2-point lead. Shaquille O'Neal's work thus far, much of it at the free throw line. Just 3 of the 11 from the field. Meanwhile, the Bulls getting 16 from Mercer, the 11 from Brad Miller. Hustle points abound for Chicago, and they'll take a 2-point advantage into the 4th.
New Die-Hard Express, only at Sears Auto Center. We use the latest technology to diagnose the problem. And if you need a new battery, we'll install one in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. Die-Hard, America's most preferred battery. Die-Hard Express, only at Sears Auto Center. Sears, where else?
How can we help our kids achieve? The answer is an open book.
If you open up a book, you can go anywhere in this world you want to go.
Whether it's a simple bedtime story.
The book I have is called How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight?
Or reading to others. They'll be captivated with every turn of the page. And with a click of a mouse, a computer becomes a portal to the world. So encourage a lifelong love of reading. Read to achieve.
From Kevin Williamson, the creator of Scream, the WB's first suspense series. Hello? Someone has stumbled into a deadly game.
The game wasn't meant to hurt anyone.
Glory Days, series premiere Wednesday on the WB television network.
Nip and tuck in the 3rd quarter. 5 lead changes, 2 ties. Take a look at some of the action. Kobe Bryant gives the Lakers a lead right here. Short-lived indeed. Trenton Hassel times his lead beautifully. Right back up and in. And then Mercer on the drive here. Cleaned up by Chandler. That's it. It's been a long time since the Bulls have beaten a Western Conference team. Been a number of years since they've beaten the Lakers.
Been a long time since we've beaten anybody this year. Got a streak going now.
That's right. Foul is on Lindsey Hunter, his first. First on the team. Trenton Hassel on the floor along with Kevin Ollie, Marcus Pfizer, Tyson Chandler, and Ron Artest to start the 4th quarter for the Bulls. Kevin Ollie clears. Left it short, chased down by Devin George. Ori, Hunter, Devin George, Kobe Bryant, and Samaki Walker on the floor for the Lakers. Opening minute, 4th quarter.
Bulls into that zone again, that giving teams a little bit of trouble. Oh,
tough shot by Ori.
Yeah, it looked like Chandler's right up in his face, made him change it and throw it over the top.
Tyson Chandler with that long reach, a factor on the block defensively. Artest Looking for an outlet. Ollie down low. Chandler knocked away by the cagey veteran Robert Horry. 6 to go on the shot clock. Ollie to Chandler. Clears to Artest. He'll have to go in a hurry. Didn't get it off.
I mean, not only are the Bull bench hollering red, the fans were, and Phil Jackson all over Robert Horry.
Turnovers even now, Red, at 14 apiece as the Lakers come back with a chance to tie or take the lead. Bulls again show a zone defense. Good ball movement by the Lakers, and then George throws it away. He thought he had a teammate on the wing.
He was going to throw it to a spot. He thought that Kobe would be over there for a three-pointer, and the only one there was the referee, Danny Crawford.
And Danny didn't show us good hands at all, did he?
Yeah, Danny
on the drive, Artest leaves for Pfizer off the glass bank. Not open that time. Up for grabs on the floor, and Devin George able to clear.
Well, that was one he had a straight-on shot from the side. He tried to bank it. Kobe wants to take him.
Takes him off the screen by Walker. Kobe Bryant with 19. Bryant and Shaq came in averaging better than 25 points a game apiece.
50 over 51 points for the two guys.
Pfizer to Ron Artest. In the lane, drew contact with Devin George. He will go to the line. George picks up his 4th personal foul. That's the 2nd on the Lakers here in the early going 4th quarter. Tied at 70 apiece.
Artest's been quiet offensively, but he's had his hands full with Kobe Bryant.
Sometimes that happens when you have to expend that much energy on the defensive end. Hey, fans, you can become part of the Bulls team by joining the Chicago Bulls Fan Club, presented by McDonald's. Call the Bulls at 312-455-4000 for more information, or visit bulls.com. Ronnie makes good on a pair at the line, and the Bulls back into the lead. 9.5 to go in this one. I don't know about you, Red, but I'm at the edge of my seat.
Yeah, this has been a good one.
Kobe knocked away by Artest.
And a big smile on Ronnie's face.
Kobe was looking for an outlet, and Artest took it right away. Artest
now
wants
Kobe
to set up
comes
Pfizer.
back, and he's trying to smother Artest.
Nice feed to Pfizer inside, off the block. Chandler trying to tip it.
Look
Not
out,
that
down.
time. Horry, bleed, Devin George. Ollie is back. Pair him to Kobe Bryant. Horry and Walker stayed on the other end of the floor. So Bryant had to wait, but now Horry down the lane from Kobe Bryant. Hammered it in with the right hand. First 2 points for Robert Horry tonight. Tied at 72. Artest for 3. Knocked out of bounds by Walker. It'll be Chicago ball. Brian Shaw off Phil Jackson's bench coming in for the first time tonight, but we've got a timeout on the floor. 8 minutes, 38 seconds left to go. Phil Jackson not happy. His team in a dogfight in the 4th at Chicago. And while we have a chance, let's see what's coming up on WGN.
Genetically engineered, they possess supernatural abilities. They are new mutants, and the fight to save their kind has already begun. Mutant X lives, Sunday at 7 Eastern on WGN Superstation.
And Red, I know you and Tom on the cable side had an opportunity to do this, but we'd like to congratulate Karen Stack Umlauf, who this week had a baby girl, Casey Elizabeth Umlauf, born on Wednesday morning.
God, that name sounds familiar. You heard it several times. Jerry Krause's right-hand lady.
She runs that office in Deerfield. Artest double team down low, finds Kevin Ollie. 10 to go on the shot clock. Ron Mercer around Kobe Bryant. Open look. 18 for Mercer.
That's first basket out of 5 shots for the Bulls. They've got a couple free throws by Artest. Mercer now at 18.
But the Lakers were unable to spurt. They only have 2 from the field in this 4th quarter. Robert Horry. Walker on the block against Brad Miller. Perimeter ball movement. Kobe Bryant for 2. Back tap rebound. Bryant tries to save. Knocked out of bounds. And where's it going? Should go to Los Angeles, and it does. Kobe will inbounds. 7:55 to go. Picked up by Ali. Bryant off a screen by Walker. Shaw in the corner. Walker clears on the block. Artest double down. 10 to go on the shot clock for the Lakers. They re-enter to Walker. Ori timed his lead beautifully. Shaw straight on for three. Ring it up.
Shaw been on waivers, picked up, let go, sits on the bench, comes in,
drains a three.
Does the job.
Lakers lead it by 1. We begin now to seesaw in this fourth quarter, and they have done a job on the arc tonight. So while we've talked about the Bulls' inside points, it's been the Lakers on the perimeter here tonight. Good look inside. Artest.
Nice slip.
Brad Miller.
Nice slip by Brad Miller. 13 points.
Good interior pass.
Yes.
Bulls back on top by 1. Here are the Lakers. Kobe. Hunter circles. Robert Ori looking to go on Charles Oakley. Hunter deals over Artest. So the Lakers now starting to get a lift from their bench. Lindsey Hunter and Brian Shaw. 9 lead changes in this game. Lakers by 1. Miller operating baseline. Pass out to Oakley. Nearly taken away by Kobe. Miller on the block was being held all the way by Samaki Walker, and Walker picks up his 4th personal foul. That's the 3rd on the team here with 6:25 to go in the game.
Greg Anthony coming in for Kevin Ollie.
Shaq up off the bench. You knew this was going to happen sooner or later.
I was wondering when it was going to be here at a timeout.
Derek Fisher coming back in as well as Hunter and Walker leave. Greg Anthony steps into the lineup for the Bulls. Kevin Ollie, he did a good job here tonight, and he may be back. Mercer. 10 to go on the shot clock now. Miller reloads. Mercer off the screen. Air ball, but Miller comes up with it.
Look what I found.
Finally, the bounce of the ball goes away to the Bulls. 15 for Brad Miller, and the Bulls lead by 1.
Look what I found. I like it. You hustle, good things happen.
Kobe Bryant. And push out on the floor.
That Oakley's 4th.
It's only the 1st on the Bulls here, and we're just under 6 minutes to go in regulation. It's been close since the Bulls cut a 17-point deficit in the 2nd quarter down to 1, and we've been about there since.
When am I going to defeat the Beastmaster?
A woman's touch is required.
Evil has a new face.
The evil one shall reign supreme.
Cunning and treachery unite. Coming face to face with the champion of justice.
How many have to die so I can find my destiny?
Evil grows stronger. Mark Singer guest stars. You must grow stronger too. On the next Beastmaster.
Sunday at 12 Eastern on WGN.
Miller highlight game tonight. New Jersey and Orlando, and it's a final. New Jersey really establishing itself as one of the top teams in the East, Red Kerr. They win again tonight in Orlando.
Jason Kidd makes a big difference, I think.
Sure does. I agree with you. Kenyon Martin in his 2nd year coming into his own a little bit. An Orlando team, a disappointment, but they're without Grant Hill once again. They're starting to get used to being without Grant Hill.
Bulls bench outscored them 30-0 in the first half, and now they've outscored us 7-3 here. Long shot.
Fisher for three once again. 6 trays for Fisher. He has 25 of the game. Lakers by 2. Season high for Fisher. Anthony, a little stop and go on Fisher, looking for help. Brad Miller up and firing. Nicely done off the baseline. Miller with a strong 17 points here tonight, 10 of which have come in the second half. Tied at 80. Every score is either tied or changed the lead in this quarter. O'Neal. Shaq to the right hand. Shaq with 17.
So 2 guys come off the bench for him. Right away they score, right? Derek Fisher hits the 3 and Shaq hits the deuce.
Miller and O'Neal 17 points apiece, the center matchup in this game. Anthony trying to get baseline. Miller out of the floor, jumped at by Ori. Oakley is open at the elbow. 6 for Oakley. Big shot there. Bulls equal the Lakers at 82. This has been a lot of fun, right? This has been good basketball.
Oak has been quietly effective, hasn't he?
He really has. Done a little things. Shaq, great catch inside. Hard to stop him.
Well, he's got great hands. That's one of the big things about Shaq. Great hands. Gets his hands on a boom.
And the other thing Isaiah Thomas was saying earlier this week, the Indiana coach, Shaq is so smart inside. People don't talk about that. He is very good basketball smarts. Anthony to Miller. Greg Anthony off the screen. 7 to go on the shot clock. Miller left unattended. Robert Horry up high for the rebound. Lakers by 2, coming up on 4 minutes to go in the game. There's a buzz in this building here tonight. Shaq inside. Comes up short under the rim. Horry digs it out of there. Shaw for 3. Ring it.
They had Shaq under. They should have taken the foul. They only have 1 foul on the team.
6 for Shaw in the 4th on a pair of 3-pointers, and the Lakers extend now to a 5-point advantage.
This veteran team that's been there to the championship, they know how to close it out. They know what to do.
Mercer baseline.
Let's get a nice basket from Ron Mercer.
But you know what, Bull? The Bulls are not going away, are they?
No, they aren't.
Hanging right in there with this group. Robert Horry. Here's Shaw, back to Horry. Shaq on the block. Kobe Bryant penetrates. Tried to hit Shaq. Taken away by the Bulls. Bad pass there. Went off the glass from Kobe Bryant. Trying to hit Shaquille O'Neal. Off the turnover. Bulls trying to capitalize. 3 minutes to go. Interior feed into Oakley. Had to manufacture a shot. O'Neal rips away the rebound. I think Oak wanted to call and didn't get it.
Yeah.
Shaq inside. Clobbered.
Oh, and he's punching Brad Miller. Big bravo here, boy. We got a fight on our hands.
And a pile up in front of the Bulls bench.
Holy mackerel. That ball went in. He took a wild swing. And now they're still going at it. They can't break them up.
The shoving continues. They're trying to split them apart.
Shaq is violent. Unbelievable. Bill Cartwright in trying to grab his guy and break this thing apart. Phil Jackson right behind him. Miller's shirt ripped off.
Brad Miller being steered away.
Looks like a heavyweight boxer in the corner. They're taking him right now. Sam Harris hustling him out of there. Wow. Shaq gone berserk.
Robert Horry getting Shaquille O'Neal out of the fray. There were some swings and punches thrown there. There's no question Shaquille O'Neal came across with a punch on that.
Well, Shaquille's going to be thrown out of, missed several games for that. Let's see what Danny Crawford's going to say.
Phil Jackson was lecturing Derek Stafford a moment ago. A hard foul delivered by the Bulls on Shaq.
I just said that they had only 1 foul. When Shaq gets it, they should grab him.
And they did.
I don't mean headlock or whatever it is, but it was Oakley and Miller. And I don't know if Oakley was the one. They want to look at, Doctor wants to look at Shaq. So we're going to get this sorted out, but maybe we can take a look and see that foul again.
Brad Miller and Shaquille O'Neal have been thrown out.
All right, here it is. The ball goes into the center.
There's the foul given there, and then Oakley comes from on top and watch Shaq down. And he's going in. There's the fist. Man. Throws the fist.
That, yeah.
And
Miller,
now goes after
Miller
it with Brad
didn't
Miller.
do anything. You know, it looked like Oak was the guy that committed the hard foul.
Yes, he did. Watch this. Brad ties him up there, and then Oakley over the top. And I think Shaq thought that was Miller, perhaps.
Yeah.
And watch this. He's got the fist. He swings it.
Whoa.
Boy, he's going to be gone for a long time. Wow.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Actually, Oakley swung, took the foul. He hits Miller. Watch this on the play.
Watch this right here.
When I watch Miller get hit by Oakley, see that? He gets hit. He turns around as he got hit. Now, Shaq winding up. He swings a roundhouse, two of them, and then Oakley and Artest go over and pin Shaq down for a minute. Referees in trying to break this thing up. Everybody around saying, let our guys up out of there, and it never ended there. It kept going, and here's Brad Miller. Looks like sending the neutral corner, a boxer.
Yeah, wow. Exactly.
Jersey
quickly escorted out of here.
3 officials now at courtside trying to iron this thing out. This crowd that's in here tonight is 23,147 sellout on their feet, buzzing. Wow, we're watching a game, a close game. It's 87-84. You got 2 minutes and 44 seconds, and boom, bedlam breaks out here at the United Center.
And Shaq has been frustrated here tonight. Points have been hard to come by for him. He had 19 points when he was ejected. This is the second time he's been ejected from a game this year. He was ejected against Seattle earlier.
Now let's hear what's going on. Danny Crawford's going to go over here and tell the coaches exactly what is going on here, but wow. That is a heavyweight fight.
And it looked like Shaquille O'Neal swung the fist, Red, but as we got a baseline look at it, he may have opened the hand a little bit as he came across.
That first one was a fist close.
It
and he
sure
missed
looked
Brad.
like it.
Brad was reeling because I think Oak caught him in the face, and he was turning away. He wasn't standing there facing him down. He was retreating to the corner.
Rick Fox now debating with the officials.
Oh, now a technical on Fox. Fox is going to get thrown out.
Frank Hamlin comes out to grab Fox, and he's been thrown out of the game. Fox has been thrown out.
Frank Hamlin is so irate that his player got out of control. Rick Fox over screaming and hollering at Danny Crawford.
Meanwhile, Phil Jackson sitting alone on the bench.
He's into the zen right now, huh? Wow.
There's Phil Jackson.
Well, there's not a lot you can do as the head coach now.
Let's see what they do as far as the free throws go.
Where's Cusamato and Denny Brown and
Angelo Dundee?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
It's the first heavyweight battle we've had in the United Center that I can remember. So the Bulls are going to shoot, I know, a couple free throws on Fox, but let's find out what's going on here. The Shaq foul, when they fouled him, it was not a shooting foul.
Right.
So that ball would be taken out on the side.
Not a shooting foul, a hard foul, yes.
But a technical, too, I'm sure, for Shaq going after him.
And a technical also, I would imagine, for Brad Miller as well. He was thrown out of the game.
What I would do is maybe give him a flagrant foul on the Bulls. A flagrant foul for fouling Shaq like that.
Well, and then what you would get is free throws at that point.
2 free throws, right? Yes. But the Bulls are going to end up with the technical on Shaq for swinging, and that's an automatic ejection. I don't see Shaq here. He's gone too.
No, he's been ejected.
Yeah.
Shaq and Rick Fox have been ejected. Now, Phil Jackson wants...
Now, here comes Derek Fisher. He's going to talk a little bit. I think these officials have to really find out what is going on and what has happened here.
And furthermore, Red, They have got to explain this to the crowd here and to the media.
Well, Mercer's going to walk down to the basket and shoot a couple free throws here. We'll see what happens.
Meanwhile, Danny Crawford now is sorting it out with Phil Jackson.
Let's find out how many free throws Mercer shoots here.
Mercer.
There's one, and he's still at the line, so 21 in the game for Mercer.
All right,
that's
now
it, huh?
they give him one.
That was the expulsion, I guess.
And now on the other side, Red, again, as you mentioned, if it's a flagrant foul that was committed on Shaq, then that would be free throws and the ball on the side.
I don't know if they got a chance to call a flagrant because he turned a flagrant foul into a flagrant attack. That was a Shaq attack, wasn't it?
Yes. It looks like Slava Medvedenko is coming into the game now and he is for the Lakers.
Who's this?
Slava Medvedenko.
Stanislav. Is that Stash?
Yeah, they call him Slava.
Yeah, but is that Stash?
Stanislav.
According to his name in there. Okay, so now he's going to come in to shoot. He's the designated free throw shooter, or that's who they selected. Because Shaq, thrown out of the game, doesn't get to shoot the free throw. And if that's a flagrant foul on Oakley, there's a miss. If that's a flagrant foul on Oakley, that could be his 5th flagrant this year, and that would cause a game suspension.
Yes, it would.
So we've got to take a look at that, too. Both misses. A good pick from the bench, a guy that hasn't played.
And that was, again, Red, the Bulls picking who would shoot in that situation, correct? Yes, because O'Neal was ejected. So now the Bulls made that pick.
So the Bulls close at 87-85. It looks like Mercer, lurking at the free throw line, is going to shoot.
And meanwhile, the officiating crew continues to hash it out.
Tyson, I'm looking at his tattoo on his shoulder. Only the strong survive. And boy, has he got that right for this one.
For this one, indeed he does. Mercer at the free throw line.
He made one technical. They missed two. Mercer misses this one.
It's a 2-point Laker lead. 2:44 to go. Brad Miller, Shaquille O'Neal have been thrown out of the ball game.
Let's take a look here again.
Watch it again. There's the hard foul right there by Miller.
And see
Oakley comes over the top.
Hits Miller. He hit Miller. Miller's strolling off the court. Wow, a swing and a miss, and he follows it up with another one. But right behind him, Artest and Oakley, and whew, we had a major one here at the UC.
That's as major as I've ever seen. And this one will have reverberations to New York, to the league office.
Yeah.
And they'll be talking about this next week, all week.
So it's a 2-point game, 2:44 to go.
How long will the Lakers lose Shaq? Will the Bulls lose anybody?
The Lakers have 4 fouls on them. The Bulls have only 2, and we have the ball. Let's see what goes.
Greg Anthony sets it up. Here's Mercer. Pfizer goes to work down low against Walker. They re-enter to Marcus. Pfizer, tough shot, left it short. Walker rebounds it. Lakers by 2.
He had a body bump. No call on that one either.
Shaw brings it across. Shaw, Ori, Walker, Kobe Bryant, and this man, Derek Fisher. Ring it up for 3.
28 points.
7 threes for Fisher. He has reigned from the arc here tonight. 2 minutes to go in the game. The Lakers by 5.
Bulls can't figure out how to attack this. 8 seconds on the
Mercer
clock.
Against Kobe Bryant. Boy, Kobe plays well defensively. Plays so hard. But by Bryant there on Anthony.
Bailed out, and there'll be 2 free throws. That's the 5th. Just turned the wrong way. Kobe picks up his 3rd foul. And to the line, Greg Anthony.
Something to keep in mind here now is we're inside of 2 minutes to go in the game. The Bulls do have a foul to give. Greg Anthony at the free throw line.
Well, Shaq has taken a beating most of the night. He went to the free throw line.
Anthony makes good on his first. He'll have another. Well, but Shaq takes that kind of a beating every night, just about. You know it, in this league.
That last foul, though, was flagrant. Tyson Chandler in there.
And, yeah, Tyson's going to shoot, too. So they missed the free throw, but
Chandler knifed in, and Robert Horry commits the foul. Second on Horry, and Chandler gets an opportunity at the line. Anthony split a pair. Mercer just split a pair.
You saw the tip attempt by Chandler. He did a nice job in the second quarter, and he ironed that one all around the iron. 9 points for Chandler.
And it's a 3-point Laker lead. He can cut it down to 2 right here. Anthony, Artest, Tyson Chandler, Ron Mercer, Trenton Hassel on the floor for the Bulls. Or I should say make that Pfizer on the floor for the Bulls. And now the Lakers off the rebound on the missed free throw.
The Bulls were shooting pretty good free throws, and now they missed 2 right away here.
Bulls have missed 3 free throws down the stretch in this game. Kobe Bryant, the foul committed by Pfizer, reaching in his 4th personal foul. That's the first in the last 2 minutes. Minute 34 to go. Laker ball on the side. A melee tonight here at the United Center. Shaquille O'Neal and Brad Miller. Bryant gets the step into the lane, blocked from behind. Looked like Artest got it, but they're calling Chandler on the foul.
Chandler picks up his first fouls. He was the last guy on defense there as Kobe ducks underneath, puts a little speed on, and here it is. So their go-to guy is going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2 free throws. 127. They're up by 3. This could give them a 5-point cushion.
Kobe just 1 for 3 at the line tonight. Charitable sends out a big thank you to McDonald's for donating $25 for every Bulls slam dunk, to CNA for donating $15 for every Bulls steal, and to Scudder Investments for $25 for every Bulls block shot. 2 at the line for Kobe Bryant. He makes them when they count, and they count right now with 1:27 to go. The Lakers have a 5-point lead once again, 92-87.
How can we help our kids achieve? The answer is an open book.
If you open up a book, you can go anywhere in this world you want to go.
Whether it's a simple bedtime story.
The book I have is called How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight?
Or reading to others. They'll be captivated with every turn of the page. And with a click of a mouse, a computer becomes a portal to the world. So encourage a lifelong love of reading. Read to achieve.
I play center for the Bulls.
I'm the small forward for the Sparks.
I play
power forward for the Sixers.
6-man. My dad's the head coach for the Fever.
Small forward.
I'm the 3-point specialist for the Celtics.
The Junior NBA and Junior WNBA are coming to Chicagoland. For information on participating leagues, log on to NBA.com or call 866-JR-HOOPS.
I'm the point guard for the Mystics.
To find out how you can be a player or coach, log on to NBA.com or call 866-JR-HOOPS.
WGN is America's superstation.
Let's rock this joint!
The biggest movies that keep you coming back.
Do you really want to jump?
Your favorite comedies all in one place.
I'm the greatest.
Out of this world action. Buckle up and hang on.
Battle Station.
And the best NBA matchups. Movies, comedy, action, sports. That's America's superstation.
Correct the mundo.
That's WGN.
Bill Jackson trying to direct his team down the stretch. They lead by 5. On a night that has seen fisticuffs break out here at the United Center. Ron Artest on the drive into the lane from the baseline, and he was pushed on the play. Fouls on Devin George, and that's his 5th.
A good foul called on that play because Ronnie tried to throw it back in, hit the back of the backboard.
Break for the Bulls there.
Yeah.
Lakers bail him out with the foul once again. Bulls trying to come back one last time on the Lakers here tonight. Artest banks good on his first. It's been a while since the Bulls have beaten a Pacific Division team. Back to February 19th, 2000. 0 for 20 against the Pacific Division.
Been a while since they've beaten the Lakers. Have to go back to December 17th, 1997.
Another missed free throw.
Yep.
3.
They've missed 4 down the stretch, Red.
And he
Kobe
lost the
Bryant
ball.
loses it on the drive, and the Bulls lose it out of play.
That's what I'm
Opportunity
saying.
missed.
There's a timeout called by Phil, but watch this as Ron reaches behind and it goes off of Tyson Chandler's foot, off of Ron's hand, and
Tyson knocked it out. Knocked it away from Ron Artest. A minute 16 left to go. The discussion continues for the officials on a night that saw unaccustomed fisticuffs break out in the middle of a basketball game at the UC. We'll be back.
Every Sunday on WGN Superstation, discover an out-of-this-world experience.
Once you start, you can't go back.
Moving targets all around us.
Fire hard and fast.
You're gonna crash. Accelerate. Accelerate.
WGN Superstation is your home for action.
Now!
Travel to galaxies far, far away.
We're headed straight in.
Embark on dangerous missions.
Systems critical.
Enter the universe. You have to see to believe.
Brace for impact.
This is our world, human, not yours.
Get away from me!
Mutant X.
At 7 Eastern.
Andromeda.
At 8 Eastern.
Earth Final Conflict.
At 9 Eastern. WGN Superstation is America's battle station.
We have to strike now if we're going to stand a chance.
So if it's action you want America's Superstation. WGN Superstation.
76 seconds to go in this one. Lakers by 4. They've got the ball on the trigger. Shaw, the inbounds. Walker in
jump
traffic.
Jump ball. Yes, sir.
They tied him up inside.
A good move to the basket by Samaki Walker, but 2 defenders back. Okay, they're going to move Tyson Chandler in. Nope. Yeah. Now you should be able to get the tip on this guy, but you got to go up and get it. Now where are you going to tip it? Do you know where you're going to tip it? He's looking around. You should tip it in the.
He tips it over to Pfizer.
Beautifully done. Pfizer was the man to go to.
70 seconds to go now. Bulls with the ball. Anthony out high. Picked up by Fisher. Pfizer to deliver a screen. They go the other way to Chandler. Mercer trying to curl around Artest, and now here's Ronnie on the block against Shaw. Solo. Nice look, Chandler.
Oh,
he got clobbered on the play.
Really hit down hard. That ball was in the hole and it came out, and that's Ori on the foul. Just a 2-shot foul. This ball is down in the hole. Nice pass by Ron. Look at this. Watch it ring around, and then out. So the Bulls have missed 3 out of the last 4 free throws in this quarter, and now Tyson nails that one.
First
big
one. Watch this again. How close? Ooh, he got literally yanked down on that play. Tyson Chandler missed the second. 5 free throws missed by the Bulls here in the 4th quarter. 92-89, the Lakers.
Don't just reach and foul him now. Playing good.
Bryant accelerates down the lane, scoops it up short. Chandler the rebound. Bulls with a chance. Anthony.
I thought Anthony was going to take the 3.
Mercer. Fisher flop. Mercer open and hits. 22.7 to go. Bulls back within 1. Kobe Bryant maneuvers it across. Lakers trying to dribble it out, and the foul called on Ron Artest. They had to.
Yeah, that's where you maybe want to even go over and double team him to force him to throw it to Robert Horry for the foul, but 14-4 on the clock. Bulls still in a situation here. There's Mercer that hits his shot.
Fisher flopped for him, and Mercer able to clear for the open look.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe 84%, 83.8% from the free throw line tonight, 3 of 5. But he's nailed 3 in a row here in the 4th quarter.
Bulls have a timeout here that I'm sure they'll take after this is
Bulls have missed 5 free throws in this quarter. And Kobe makes them both. 23 for him. Timeout Bulls. Lakers lead it by 3 at 94-91. 14.4 to go. Can the Bulls get this to overtime? Don't go away. We'll find out.
Last Super Bowl, Miller Lite gave away inflatable chairs. This year, inflatable Troy Aikman.
I love football. I mean, I love a lot of things. I love nature. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm an Aquarius. I have that sort of watery kind of sense of things. I make these jeans. Can I get your autograph?
On second thought, now you can win an inflatable chair and a Super Bowl party kit that includes banners, cups, and $100 to turn your house into Super Bowl Central. Enter at MillerLite.com or wherever Miller Lite is sold.
This stuff's pretty cool. What?
New Die-Hard Express, only at Sears Auto Center. We use the latest technology to diagnose the problem. And if you need a new battery, we'll install one in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. Die-Hard, America's most preferred battery. Die-Hard Express, only at Sears Auto Center. Sears, where else?
4 have been thrown out of this game. There's the reset for you. The timeouts remaining. Bulls have a 20. The Lakers have a full and a 20. Both teams over the foul limit. Shaq and Fox have been thrown out for the Lakers. Oak, Tree, and Miller for the Bulls. Charles Oakley and Brad Miller.
I'm just going to say, I'd come with your three-point shooters, and here he comes. Fred Hoiberg checks in and sitting there the whole bit. Mercer can shoot it. Anthony can shoot it. Artest. Everybody except Chandler can shoot the three.
And Red, the Bulls are yet to hit a triple tonight. What a time that would be to hit one now. This would be the optimum time. And
they're taking their 20.
So 20-second timeout taken. Bulls need 3 to tie it. Anthony, Artest, Hoiberg, Mercer, Chandler on the floor. The Lakers have lost to last place teams Memphis and Golden State this season. 10-6 in the last 16 games after that 16-1 start. You mentioned, Red, they started, what, 11-0 this season?
Yeah, 11-0, and then Seattle stopped their winning streak.
Kobe Bryant.
A lot of excitement in this building right from the get-go, and right to the very end there's excitement. 14-4, the Bulls will put it in bounds. They trail 94-91.
Bulls need a 3 to get it into overtime. Greg Anthony trying to clear. Mercer for 3 in the tie. Look at it! Look at it! Right on! A big 3! Mercer hits the 3. 94-94. Wow! Ron Mercer with 9.2 seconds remaining has tied the game.
Mercer's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points in this quarter. And that was as big a shot as you'll go to your captain to try to get. Look what's left on the clock. Look at how quick they got it. Now that
was almost too quick.
Yeah, they will come right back to get a shot. And he's out there, laces it up. And I said he got the three-point shooters in there. They had to come guard him. Anthony couldn't get the shot off, but Miller looks perfectly to the hoop, knocks it down. We have a tie.
Watch this now. Kobe steps in on him right there, but Miller in rhythm, or rather Mercer in rhythm.
Bulls
right on the money.
Do not have a foul to take. They don't have a timeout left. I would say they're kind of in like that band, what was it called, Dire Straits?
Yes.
At this time, with their back to the wall. But remember one thing, you can go out of here with this, go into overtime at least. You have to go good defense, and you just know that Kobe will have the ball on the inbound.
You need one stop to get it to overtime right now. And you're right, Kobe Bryant will have the ball in his hands. He has 6 fourth-quarter points, 1 field goal, 4 of 4 at the free throw line. And he is the go-to guy on this Laker team in these situations, more so than Shaq, obviously.
I talked about excitement this Saturday and next Saturday. Michael Jordan comes back with the Wizards, but right now, the excitement belongs here in this building to a capacity crowd.
What a
23,147.
Yep. What a show the Bulls have put on here tonight. The inbounds to Kobe Bryant.
Guarded by Artest, the best of the Bulls on-the-ball defenders. Kobe looking for room. Kobe with the up fake, the jumper. No! We're going to overtime. We are going to overtime. Lakers and Bulls at the United Center. And a standing ovation for the Bulls, who have battled all the way.
All right, Kobe's got the ball. Artest is right. He gives him one bump right in here where I thought he was going to put him to the free throw, right there. And here it is, but he's right on him. Ron waits, makes him shoot off the ring, and yes, sir, OT tonight.
Michael Jordan called Ron Artest one of the best on-the-ball defenders in the league, and he had to be right there. 7-2 Bulls run, gets it to overtime.
You have 4 new messages.
Steve, Rachel, we are going to have some fun. See you tonight. Hi, Steve, it's Jackie. I'm just calling to confirm tonight. Do you know what we're doing? I have no idea what to wear. Hey, Steve, it's Sandy. I just got out of the gym, but I just wanted to call and say, hey, we're definitely on for tonight.
Steve, what's going on? Can't wait to meet you tonight.
Prune face, flat top, mumbles, and big boy capris.
I want Tracy dead!
The mob's after the world's greatest detective. But so is Breathless Mahoney. Warren Beatty, Dustin Hoffman, Madonna, Al Pacino, winner of 3 Academy Awards.
Tracy! You mind if I call you Dick?
Dick Tracy.
Sunday at 3 Eastern on WGN.
Well, they've been on their feet most of the fourth quarter. The Lakers did outscore the Bulls 26-24 in the fourth. But the Bulls with a 7-2 run down the stretch got this thing tied. In a fourth quarter that will be forever remembered for the big melee with Shaq and Brad Miller. The last overtime game between these two franchises. Tyson Chandler on the tip at center court with Samaki Walker, and we're underway in overtime, controlled by the Bulls. Good to have you with us, Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Red Kerr.
That's 2 key tips now that Tyson Chandler has got. One in the overtime and one here.
Ron Artest against Shaw. Here's Marcus Fizer. Artest goes to work across the lane.
Yep. Bulls with the lead. Tough basket by Artest.
He had to work hard. He had to reload a couple of times on the block. Shaw picked up by Mercer.
Fisher all alone, top of the key. I don't know if I like that.
Not the way he's been shooting from there. Here's Kobe. Deals on Artest. To the reverse. Back tap rebound. Back tap by Ori. Fisher 3. Not this time. Up over the backboard.
Get over that clock.
Bulls basketball leading by 2. Almost a minute into this overtime. 12 lead changes, 11 ties in this game. Bill Cartwright working it for the Bulls from the sidelines. Bulls by 2. Anthony, Fizer, Chandler. Fizer to the right hand, and it's a 4-point lead, Chicago.
Big basket for Fizer, 9 in the game. The Bulls scored the first points, 4 points in overtime.
Fisher. Quick entry to Kobe. Steered away by Fizer first, now played tough by Mercer. Kobe turns, Mercer fouls. 4th on Ron Mercer, first in the overtime period.
All right, watch Kobe look at the clock here. He'll take a look. There he is looking at the other end of the clock, and he goes up. Looked like Ron was all ball.
Yeah, sure did, didn't it?
Boy.
On the replay, Mercer can't believe it. Look at the expression on his face. Man, oh man. The Stars do get the treatment here in this game, don't they? Kobe Bryant has now hit 6 free throws in a row. Devin George coming on. Brian Shaw leads. Since the ejections, it is the Bulls who have held the upper hand. A pair of free throws, 25 now for Kobe Bryant. 3.5 to go in overtime. The Chicago lead is 2. Lakers lost last night at Minnesota. They were blown out by the T-Wolves. Bulls lost a 7-point verdict in Indianapolis. Artest on the block against Devin George. Quick move stripped away by George in the foul pole.
Good move on a post up, and Ronnie felt him on his right side, so he went left, went in. That's Devin George and a foul. That's his gone. Devin George is gone on fouls. Good move, a little hook by Ron Artest going to the basket, but Devin George fouls out. What did he say, 30?
Jim Clemens, Phil Jackson have a word with Devin George as he leaves, and now
he was just giving him 30 seconds there.
Shaw checks in. So Devin George here tonight, not much of a night for him. He had stepped up big recently for the Lakers. Meanwhile, Ron Artest at the free throw line.
He made one 3-point field goal in the game. Artest misses the free throw, and now each team with one foul in this overtime.
Bulls came in just under 70% as a team from the free throw line, and they have struggled in the second half from the free throw line here tonight. But Artest splits a pair. 9 points for Artest. Bulls lead it by 3. On the drive, Kobe Bryant can't connect, didn't finish. Ori Chandler may have misdirected that shot.
Kobe on the foul.
Yes, Kobe Bryant. He is frustrated.
Kobe, number 4 on him over the top of Chandler. He missed a little one underneath, and not an easy shot, but right at the glass. Take a look at this.
This is frustration here.
Yeah, he comes around, Ron. He misses that one, and then there's 3 shirts. But look at Ori on a real short one, and Chandler comes up with it. That's their second foul in the overtime.
Under 3 minutes to go in overtime. Mercer clears. Drives on Bryant. Step back jumper. Nope. And he was fouled by Kobe Bryant.
A late call. The 5th one on Kobe now. And that'll be to the free throw line for Mercer.
The Lakers are over the 3-foul limit in overtime.
Yeah, I was saying that's how important it was to get that.
Bulls have 1 team foul in the overtime period. Mercer puts through on his first. Timeout, Lakers. They come to their feet once again at the United Center. The upstart Bulls trying to pull off a huge upset in overtime. Lead by 4.
How'd your date go?
How did the date go?
Good.
I think it went well.
What do you wear?
Khakis and sandals. He's intellectual. He reads, is totally into foreign films. He's a great talker. Very athletic, very good body. I think he's really deep and special.
Talking things over? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
He doesn't even own a TV. Keeper.
I love this show.
Well, the Laker version of Dennis Rodman has a seat. He's dispirited tonight. These young Bulls have taken the Lakers into overtime, and at the moment they have the advantage to the Bulls. Their biggest lead of 4 points. And should Mercer complete this free throw situation, that would be the biggest lead for Chicago tonight. Mercer, almost 77% from the free throw line. One thing about this sellout crowd, Red, they have gotten their money's worth. This has been entertaining here tonight.
They give the Bulls a standing ovation at that overtime, and also during the 3rd period. Remember how they hustled defensively?
They have out-hustled the Lakers from the get-go tonight.
Yep. 29 for Ron Mercer. He got 27 in a game at LA last year.
Biggest lead for Chicago. Kobe Bryant turns on Artest.
Kobe's gone
you
cold
did
here
miss.
in overtime.
Ron Artest up on him tight, not going for the fakes.
Bulls leading by 5. Under 2.5 to go in overtime. Anthony taking his time here, and why not? Here's Pfizer. Dealing baseline. Skip pass stolen by Bryant. Ill-advised pass. Kobe hounded in the backcourt.
Yep.
Here's Shaw. Ori for 3. Up over the backboard, and on a play, the Bulls dodge another bullet.
Whoa! That cross-court pass by Pfizer. Bryant just sitting waiting for that. Basketball skills, feeling, sense of the game, and Kobe knows if he throws it there, I got a chance to pick it off, and he did. So
Kobe plays those passing lanes so well.
less than 2 minutes now.
Off the knee of Mercer. Turnover Bulls. Here comes Kobe Bryant. Steps through on the drive. Foul coming up on Mercer.
I think he fouled him far enough away. Let's see.
Second on the team.
Yeah. Well, first in the last 2 minutes, but it's a non-shooting foul.
Kobe will inbound. Bulls lead it. No, he's not going to. They're going to have Brian Shaw inbound the basketball.
That was on Mercer?
That's on
His
Mercer.
fifth.
Yep.
At 1:55, they want a timeout. Is it a 20? Phil wants.
He wants
a 20.
20-second timeout.
Phil thought they were shooting free throws. He said, I thought we were shooting free throws. Not to be, Phil. Man at Ruleless building now, feeling the wrath of some of the other teams have felt in the closing minutes. Lakers down by 5.
Watch the last foul here, Red. This is out on the floor. He has not started into his shooting motion.
Well, he called it.
He called it well
out,
before that point. He called it back near the foul line.
Typically, that clock does not seem to move when you've got the lead, and when you're behind, zingo.
Still a minute 55 to go, which in this game of the Lakers coming from behind is an eternity.
Yeah, well, the Lakers have been there, done that. You know, they play everybody's best, take every best every night. So Shaw to inbound it here, 1:55 on the clock.
Let's see if the Bulls can pull off this upset. The inbound to Fisher. Fisher circles for 3. Rebound Walker. Chandler over the back on the foul. Tyson picks it up.
Now they let Walker get in, and again, that is
second on Chandler.
The lack of techniques on blocking out. You turn around and go after it, and Samaki Walker is a pretty good rebounder if he gets inside of you.
Drops the first, and I mean he had to bleed it in. Second coming up. The Lakers trail by 4. Minute 47 to go. Can the young Bulls hang on?
3 free throws scored by the Lakers in this overtime quarter.
They have no field goals in the overtime. Do the Lakers. The Bulls, meanwhile, have a couple. Anthony sets it up. Screen from Pfizer. Anthony circles to the baseline. Here's Artest. Wanted to go right back to Greg Anthony. Not there. Artest posting. Turns. Lays it up short. Chandler digs it out. Mercer straight away. Short. With the shot clock winding down, and Tyson Chandler reaches in, picks up his 3rd foul.
He did a nice job of getting the ball out the first time, and Mercer missed the shot. So Chandler picks up the foul, and they'll come down here and shoot 2. 1:22 to go, and the Lakers sneaking back into it from the free throw line. There's Ron Artest, goes up on his shot, and it looked like Ori blocked that, didn't he? Then there's the pitch out. 2 seconds on the clock. Up it goes and off the ring, and then Tyson over the back of Ori.
Tyson Chandler has played some valuable minutes for the Bulls here tonight. Now Ori at the free throw line. The Lakers so far is everything from the foul line in this overtime session.
Part of the growth period for Tyson Chandler, and he's wearing it pretty well now in this overtime.
Bulls lead is down to 2. With a minute 22 to go. What's tough about the free throws, Red, is that the clock doesn't move. These guys, they can cut into the lead without moving the clock. Lakers with 6 free throws in overtime now, and they have closed back to within 1. Timeout on the floor, the minute 22 to go in the extra session.
Last Super Bowl, Miller Lite gave away inflatable chairs. This year, inflatable Troy Aikman.
I love football. I love a lot of things. I love nature. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm an Aquarius. I have that sort of watery kind of sense of things. I make these jeans. Can I get your autograph?
On second thought, now you can win an inflatable chair and a Super Bowl party kit that includes banners, cups, and $100 to turn your house into Super Bowl Central. Enter at MillerLite.com or wherever Miller Lite is sold.
This stuff's pretty cool. What?
New Die-Hard Express. Only at Sears Auto Center. We use the latest technology to diagnose the problem. And if you need a new battery, we'll install one in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. Die-Hard, America's most preferred battery. Die-Hard Express, only at Sears Auto Center. Sears, where else?
The Lakers' last 8 points, including 2 in the fourth quarter, have come from the free throw line. Kobe Bryant struggling. 3 of his last 13 shots from the field. And yet the Lakers back to within 1 with 1:22 to go in the game. Bulls basketball. Not only have these fans seen a great effort by the Bulls here tonight, but they've seen an extra session as well.
Taking on the world champions.
Mercer will inbound. Mercer, Chandler, Pfizer, Artest, and Greg Anthony. Anthony clears. Here's Pfizer. Played solo by Walker. Artest off the screen by Anthony. Quick ball movement. Pfizer gets baseline.
Big good, bingo, big basket.
4 for Pfizer in the overtime. 11 in the game for Marcus.
That was at the 3, and we're less than 60 seconds.
Fisher. Watched by Anthony. Try to play it inside to Bryant. Knocked away by Artest. Great effort by Artest, and on the save attempt, he stepped out of bounds.
Absolutely great reaching over the top. Ronnie pumped here. Kobe isolated on the side. Here it is. Now watch Ronnie comes in. He makes the tap.
Remember, Kobe just 3 of his last 13 from the field. Walker wants to get it to Bryant and does. Mercer comes out to take Kobe this trip. Kobe over the top for 3. Wouldn't stay down. Chased by Walker. Back to Kobe. Reloads to Ori. 4-3. Ring that.
We got a tie again.
103 apiece. 38.2 to go. Timeout on the floor. The first Laker field goal of overtime is a 3-pointer by Robert Ori. And it catches Chicago at 103. It'll be Bulls basketball with 38.2 to go. Watch it again. Kobe Bryant struggling big time. So what does he do? He looks to Robert Ori, another veteran of 2 world championships down in Houston and a couple of more in Los Angeles. Ori straight on, got a good look. Chandler wasn't there in time.
7 points for him in this overtime.
Cartwright not happy at all with that defense, and he calls quick timeout.
1 for 10. They came back and got the defensive rebound. They've got offensive rebound. They got 4 offensive rebounds in this quarter. Bulls are not cleaning up.
Red overtime has been a session of spurts. A 7-2 run by the Bulls, now equaled by a 7-2 run by the Lakers here with 38.2 seconds to go. A lot of the Laker fans in the house, but it has been a night for the Bulls here tonight. They have worked and hustled, and it would be a shame if they're unable to close this one out.
Bulls hit only 1 out of 6 from three-point lane, and that's the one Mercer closed out with when we needed a 3. They have put up 25 of those things and made 11 of them.
Lakers came in 16th in three-point field goal percentage at 34.7%. And the Bulls were 28th at just over 30%.
They've got guys all through their lineup that just throw them up, too.
Now, you take a look at it. Derek Fisher, who's put on a display tonight. Robert Ori hits trays.
Shaw.
Bryant can hit a tray. Hunter is a three-point shooter. Shaw.
Kobe. Oh, yeah.
Mitch Richmond, when he gets it cranked up. Mercer will inbound. Mercer, Anthony, Pfizer, Tyson Chandler, and Ron Artest for the Bulls. Tie ball game. Coming up on 30 seconds to go in overtime. Artest inside, got bumped. Chandler puts it back. Chandler with the 30.
Beautifully done by the rookie. Chandler with 12 points.
Oh, that young kid is growing up tonight.
Yes, he is. Bulls 2-point lead.
Coming up on 20 seconds to go. Here's Fisher. Shaw to Kobe. Watched by Artest. He's played him so well tonight.
Look at this side, was so cleaned out. He's going to go to the baseline jumper.
Takes it across the lane. Blocked by Artest.
And a foul call.
Oh, I can't believe they called a foul on that. What a gutless call to bail out the Lakers.
Oh, man, Ronnie crying here, but terrible.
His sixth personal foul.
He's going to leave the game. He's got 9 points. Kobe will step to the free throw line.
Call. Watch it again.
Now that's where he's giving him some arm trouble, but here he comes in. On the ball. On the ball.
Unbelievable.
There's Tyson Chandler with the follow-up. Beautifully done for Tyson. So
Chandler,
who does he want to come with now? The Bulls will, after this 2 free throws, he's going to come with Freddie Hoiberg.
Tough call against the Bulls there. The contact, if any, looked incidental at best. And the shot was cleanly blocked, as you could see on the replay.
Tyson Chandler with 12 ties his season high, and Kobe's going to hear a lot of screaming. Didn't seem to make any difference because he's a great free throw shooter, and that's another one right through the hole.
One more look at it. Oh my, there wasn't any contact there.
Oh, right.
There wasn't any call. A horrible call. Derek Stafford. Bryant missed the free throw. Hoiberg the rebound.
Double foul.
Lead by 1.
A double foul they call on Pfizer and Samaki Walker. It's going to be a jump ball. Hoiberg had the ball. What is this call?
How could they do that?
Pfizer's going to get a call. Samaki Walker.
Double foul.
Oh, come. Let's see what happens. Lower left-hand corner. They're locked up.
There they are, locked up.
Well,
you know what?
They're locked up.
That's a double foul.
Now,
I can't argue with that one, Red.
Chandler has got 2 tips in this game. There's a timeout call. Phil wants to talk this over. Big-time tip coming up for the rookie, Tyson Chandler.
7.5 remaining. It is the Bulls who lead the Lakers by the slimmest of margins here in this extra session. Don't go away. We'll be back. The final climactic seconds coming up. Bulls 105, Lakers 104.
You have 4 new messages.
Steve, Rachel, we are going to have some fun. See you tonight. Hi, Steve, it's Jackie. I'm just calling to confirm tonight. Do you know what we're doing? I have no idea what to wear. Hey, Steve, it's Sandy. I just got out of the gym, but I just wanted to call and say, hey, we're definitely on for tonight.
Steve, what's going on? Can't wait to meet you tonight.
Prune face, flat top, mumbles, and big boy capris.
Big
This
jump
is huge,
ball.
right here. Tyson Chandler, Robert Horry at center court. Controlled by the Lakers. Kobe Bryant. He misses again.
Freddie Hoiberg got fouled on the play.
The battle for the rebound was won by
The Bulls
Hoiberg,
are
and he
going to
got
win
fouled.
this. The Bulls are going to win this, and Hoiberg go to the line. Freddie Hoiberg hasn't played much today. He came in and went between them, got the big rebound. He said, should I miss it? Freddie just went over to the coach and said, am I going to miss it? I'll try to make the first one. Watch this. Kobe right on line around, and there's Fred. Look at him in the battle.
In between Horry.
The mayor comes down with the rebound, and he just asked the coach, I got 2 free throws. I'm going to miss the second.
In between Horry and Shaw was Fred Hoiberg, who dug it out.
Bulls are going to win this, baby.
First.
Watch this next one. It's going to be missed. Hoiberg, 1 point in the game, a big hero.
0.5 of a second to go. Hoiberg off.
No,
the
you
glass.
can't do that.
You can't do it.
You can't do that.
You've got to hit the rim with it.
You must hit the iron.
Yes, you do. And that's why the Lakers are going to get it.
They had the right idea. Oh, my word.
Still 5/10 of a second to go.
But the Bulls have a 2-point lead. If they get any shot at all, it's got to be a 3-point toss attempt. Oh, my word. Don't go away, folks. This has been a great evening of entertainment. Ups and downs by both teams.
The Lakers, it should be pointed out, will get a side court at the midcourt stripe.
I think they should get it down in front of their bench if it's just a violation.
Don't they, once they take the timeout, have the opportunity to move it to center court if they want?
Let's see.
We'll see what they do
when they come out.
And they may not want to. They may want the room to throw it in.
Danny Crawford standing down there with the ball by the foul line, and usually that's where they give it to him. So let's see what happens. Because it's a violation, it has to be put in bounds where that
was
play
the violation.
was.
Yeah, you're right.
If they took it just as a timeout, then they could move it.
You're right. It's a violation aspect of it. And Crawford coming to side court. They're going to get it.
That
foul line extended, it appears.
That surprised me. The mayor didn't know you got to hit the iron, but a lot of guys do that. He just threw it up at the glass.
No, wait a minute. They're coming to center court.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to get it at center court. 5/10 of a second to go. The Bulls lead by 2. Who are you looking for here? Kobe's been struggling. You've got Derek Fisher.
He's going to put Chandler. Look at how far Chandler's going to be on the out-of-bounds pass.
Lakers are 1 of 11 from the field in overtime. 2-point Bulls lead. Here we go. Ori will toss in.
But if he gets too close, violation.
On the inbounds, Walker.
And the game is over. And confetti time here at the United Center. They beat the world champs.
The Chicago Bulls have upset the world champion Los Angeles Lakers. Coming from 17 down in the second quarter, hanging on in overtime to beat the Lakers 106-104.
They outscored him 10-8 in that overtime period.
Phil Jackson having an animated discussion with Pete Myers, and then a smile on the face of Coach Jackson as he heads off.
You know, they only scored 1 field goal in that overtime, and that was Ori's 3, everything from the free throw line. Bulls gutted it out. What a gutty performance by the Bulls.
And you know, as good a team as the Lakers are, it would have been a shame if the Bulls, with the kind of energy and hustle they expended here tonight, did not come away with the win. It took overtime, but the Bulls knock over the tallest team in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers. The world champions fall 106-104. Back to wrap it up after these messages.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to have lots of great highlights of tonight's game. But next on WGN News, a big break in a string of burglaries. Tonight, a suspect who hit businesses after hours, stealing thousands of dollars in high-tech goods, is behind bars. Plus, the Archdiocese is about to announce the closing of several Catholic schools. We'll have details. Plus, we'll also take a closer look at that brawl that broke out in tonight's Bulls-Lakers game. The WGN News is next.
Last Super Bowl, Miller Lite gave away inflatable chairs. This year, inflatable Troy Aikman.
I love football. I love a lot of things. I love nature. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm an Aquarius. I have that sort of watery kind of sense of things. I make these jeans. Can I get your autograph?
On second thought, now you can win an inflatable chair and a Super Bowl party kit that includes banners, cups, and $100 to turn your house into Super Bowl Central. Enter at MillerLite.com or wherever Miller Lite is sold.
This stuff's pretty cool. What?
Back at the United Center, the Chicago Bulls have won in overtime over the Los Angeles Lakers 106-104. Our next telecast of Bulls basketball coming up on Tuesday night when the Bulls host the Charlotte Hornets. Game time 7:30 on WCIU television. WGN Superstation viewers, tune in 2 weeks from tonight when the Memphis Grizzlies come to town to take on the Bulls. Our broadcast begins at 7:30 right here on WGN TV. The Bulls gutted this one out. Hustle all the way. Ron Mercer with a huge three-pointer 9.2 seconds ago. That shot would get this game to overtime, where the Bulls were able to hang on. Tyson Chandler's slam
The youngest Bull slams it through, and that proved to be the game winner. Celebration time at the United Center here tonight. For Johnny Redcurb, this is Wayne Larrabee. Special thanks to our statistician, Doug Coletti. Stay tuned. WGN News is next.
This is Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.